don't care if you're trying to play kids games, just keep yourself alive. If you smash that like button. Welcome to Black and Black Times Infinity. I'm your interim host, the oldest ninja in the world, and on my left, your boy Blue.
You know humanity is horrible when they have to have speed bumps in front of grocery stores. I'm just saying, why are they there?
Yeah, and on my far left, choking people out and spinning all of our intros and outros on the ones and twos is Cronus.
Sober October is in full effect. The DTs have gone away. We'll be all right.
Shakes.
It's not that bad. I'm just kidding.
Welcome back. Another week of dankness for everybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this week.
So we got usually some stuff to start off with.
Yes, I do.
Got some
And for
statistics.
once, I am fully prepared because I haven't been drinking. I'm fucking crazy sober. I got my all my faculties with me. No brain fog. Is great. All right. Listener of the week is actually somebody who's actually very important to the podcast that probably most people don't even know. Noah.
My mom?
Noah, who is the brother of Matt from Pre-Recorded Live. He actually did all the music for this podcast.
Yep.
And he's been listening a few times over the past week. So thank you very much, Noah.
He didn't do it for
Shut
free. He didn't do it for free. We paid for it, but he still did it.
He's to be fair, though, he's a professional. I mean, listen to the audio, like he's an actual musician. So
and he didn't fuck around.
Yeah, I got to meet him a while back when Matt was going through some things. Me and the whole family, we flew out to go see him out in Ohio. We got to meet Noah as well. We got to even see like his old studio. That I don't think they have it anymore, but it was a pretty dope studio.
Yeah, they rebuilt. From what I understand, they rebuilt like everything, ground up.
Okay, because I know they left the building for a while. They know they got another place. So.
Oh, that's right. They got like kicked out of it or some shit, right? The place they were previously recording in.
Previously recorded.
Damn.
They should name their episode that previously recorded instead of previous.
Previously on pre-recorded.
Yeah,
on pre-recorded.
Yeah, it actually hooked up with Noah because back when the podcast first started, all of our intros are just like clips from like songs. Like I kind of annoying because sometimes they hit us with like copyright infringement things, and then I listened to Pre-Recorded Live and their audio quality was so good and they had music. I was like, where do you get the music from? It's like, oh well, let me tell you about that. So, yeah.
Step into my office.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. Speaking of, I'll play the thing in a minute. Anyway,
it was actually pretty cool because Cronus showed us because Noah had a sample page, so he had a bunch of music that he sampled out. Like, this is the stuff that I do, and if you want to get something for me, here's my info. I was like, oh, and then like when Cronus went out there, he came back with samples of stuff that it was three tracks, and like we had to pick which one we wanted. So it was like, oh, this is actually.
I think did we buy all of them?
No, we bought one, and then Cronus bought one for his own means when he does extra stuff.
For the main intro, yes. But I also bought. If you're listening right now, I just turned on the background music. That's always happening. That's also from him. All the background music, that's all from him. I bought a bunch of tracks from Noah. I bought the track for this podcast. One for Cronus Does, one for Black and Yellow. He also did the intro for Earth Girls Are Easy back when they did their thing. So. Oh,
that's right. Oh, their intro was smooth. Yeah. I was like, because I mean, he's very talented, and it's funny because I heard how K-Mac described after the girls collaborated. She relayed to him, we wanted this smooth '90s R&B tip, and he came back with exactly that. Yeah. I was like, holy shit. This is fucking amazing.
Had that baby making music.
It sure did. It had that 90s like fucking McDonald's feel. Like, oh, I need McNuggets.
I don't know.
What's pretty cool.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say what's pretty cool. I think he for our intro he sampled. I can't remember where he sampled it from, but I think he actually did sample from the Blacker Than the Blackest Black coffee ad. I think he did, or was it? Am I tripping?
I think you're tripping because because that coffee jingle was metal. So yeah. Our intro is not metal.
It's been a while since I heard the intro, so
yeah, I hear it all.
I thought he sampled it. Yeah, it's been like a couple of months since the last time we heard it. We had that one day in the studio, and then shit fell apart again.
I listen to it weekly. So
Yeah.
when I have the podcast for the audio, I do it. But I think I'm gonna actually start ripping the live because I think I'm gonna rip the live stream off the live stream, download it, and then re-upload it with like so it looks like the old episodes where we have like the actual full intro, and then and then actually number the podcast again because it's kind of annoying. It just says live stream, live stream, live stream. It's kind of sloppy on my part, but now I have time on Thursday and Friday to actually do these things. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. I'll add some time.
Good luck, because it's fucking hard to try to sync up the audio and the video.
Oh no, it's actually it's super easy. Like the way I'm gonna do it, it's super easy.
Okay, man. Then I would like when I would do it, but I was syncing up the audio for the GoPro. Whenever the GoPro would record audio, I'll use like the music that's get uploaded to the SoundCloud, and it'll sync up in the beginning, but once you get to like maybe 20 minutes in, it's off sync again. So you have to like take out like a tenth of a second to get it back on track again, because then the lips and the audio doesn't sync up, so you have to like keep going back and cutting like a tenth of a second out again to get it to line back up again.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing it. I'm basically taking the whole video and then just putting that in the middle, and then I'm putting in the beginning the actual intro video / music, and at the end the outro. So it's like super. It's already synced up in the video. So
okay, yeah. I see what you mean. You're not.
Sorry, first in the chat would be Cake Man. What's going on? And Warrior Fella. Good to see you both back in the chat.
There we go. Normally I would have statistics for our dearly departed, but normally people of note, but I have not seen anything through my research.
Nobody died.
So I might have missed it. I might have missed one, so nobody died.
Yeah,
we're all stoned.
It's official. Nobody died.
This is a timeline where nobody died. The Grand Reaper's on vacation right now.
I mean, just wait. Man, when he come through, he's gonna come through ripping and tearing.
Shit, right?
Ripping and tearing. It's gonna be all bad.
Yeah.
All right.
Hold on. Well, I don't know this person, but apparently there was a Bridgerton Emmy winner that died of COVID. His name was Mark Pilcher. I don't know who this person is, so sorry. But yeah, he was apparently an Emmy winner from Bridgerton, which is a hit Netflix show.
Yeah. How old was this person?
Only 53.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't see any of that.
So it happened like yesterday. Plus, it's not. We don't watch the show, so. Yeah.
True, but there are certain things. I mean, usually I see people that have had. If you've noticed, most of the people that have passed have had decades of like experience in their fields, whether music or movies or TV, and there's usually kind of posted everywhere. And some people have been iconic, unfortunately. So.
I got a quick RIP. RIP to the IT person at Facebook who decided to reconfigure something and took down a whole entire platform and network of everything Facebook owned.
Is that what that was? A reconfiguring, or was that them just scrubbing their hard drives just so they don't get in trouble?
That's what they said.
No, from what was explained to me, it was a BGP routing. It's a border gateway protocol. This is back in I used to be a network guy. Somebody misconfigured their BGP, and I'm like, that should. I mean, yeah, that can definitely take down like all your shit, but like, I find it hard to believe that they had it all linked like that. It just seems strange that it was all their shit went through like the same BGP routing
pipeline. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird to me anyway, as like a former network guy.
What's also so crazy about it is that like employees internal, they didn't have access to any of this stuff either. Like they weren't able to like log in, like they weren't able to chat using their programs and stuff like everything was down. Even like their like mobile phone service was down, and which is weird because you think their phone service would be like whatever Verizon company you're going through, but no, like you couldn't receive text messages or make phone calls through your work phone, which was crazy. So this could have been just like a little network configuration issue, like something major must have happened, especially for it to be global too, because it took down like WhatsApp and Instagram, and also Oculus was down as well, because that's another one of their platforms.
People got stuck in VR.
Yeah, like it's sort of online.
Yeah,
that's all bad. Imagine if you're in some Oculus porn, and all of a sudden, like you're like, oh shit, I can't get out, I can't pull out.
Yeah. I got nothing left. I'm busting dust.
Just sitting there, just like drooling on yourself, foaming at the mouth, like, I can't go on. It's all bad.
You know, I wonder how many people was smashing in Sword Art Online. Like, how many people were up in there? Cause we already know, like, the two characters. You know, they got together once they got out, but, you know, I wonder who was in there actually smashing. Actually, I wonder if they even had genitalia to be able to do stuff like that.
That'd be super
I don't
annoying
know.
if they didn't.
Yeah.
Imagine if you couldn't have any. You couldn't even jack off. That'd be awful.
Oh, yeah. I probably would have just killed myself.
Y'all watched, what was it, Black Mirror?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You see the Star Trek parody episode?
Oh, yeah, right.
The McAllister?
Yeah.
So they had all the people on there, they had no genitalia, and they've been stuck in there for... They had no idea how long they're in there, but they said they tried everything by rubbing their, like, areas together, nothing. They're all slapping it and shit.
Yeah, I remember that shit. But I think once they got out, they actually got their parts back, and then they, like...
once it reset... Once it reset, they reverted to like their version 1 selves or whatever. That's probably one of my favorite like Black Mirror episodes because it's longer than most of them, and I've seen it more than once. It's actually pretty dope.
Wait, does that guy play Homelander? No, right?
No, different guy.
Okay.
So the guy, you're talking about the main guy? The main guy is the
guy who's kind of like Captain Kirk or whatever.
Yeah, that guy, he's in some other shit. But his like first officer, that guy's in Westworld. He was
It's crazy.
Yeah, he's actually the Man in Black.
Oh, that's something O'Neill, right? I forget his name. He's a pretty
something like that. Yeah.
He's been acting for a long time. Yeah. He's a pretty good actor.
And then the Uhura clone, she's in the HBO Max show that everyone said got robbed of Emmys of like 2 years in a row. I Am Here, I think, or Can You See Me?
I'm over there.
Like that. Something like that. I don't know the name of the show.
I Must Destroy You?
Yes, that show. She's the main character of that show, but she's also in that episode of Black Mirror. It's pretty awesome.
Man, I'm looking at the topic list. We got a lot of old stuff on here.
Some of it, but there's some stuff that happened today. Did y'all hear about this Arlington shooting that was today?
Yeah, another, mass shooting. This is America, and people just... Crazy thing is, you go to the comments, the first thing I always see is thoughts and prayers. Like, they're still saying it. Like, thoughts and prayers aren't working. Stop it. That's not helpful. Like, at all.
No.
Like, it's just basically saying, unicorn farts. Like, it's not helpful at all. So, I mean, I guess have some... be sympathetic to the families and stuff like that. That's sort of helpful. But just saying, "Oh, my thoughts and prayers," like, shut the fuck up. I'm just tired of hearing it. And then, of course, the other side is, people that want to defend, gun rights and shit like that. And then other people that want to ban all the guns. It's like it's the same old shit that we have over and over again. Nothing's gonna get done. Nobody's gonna. I can tell you that there's one good idea that should happen. To be honest with you, is actually protect fucking schools. Is actually make it harder to get into. Whether it looks like a goddamn prison or not, I don't know, but they need to actually have some actual places where you can't get in, like, walls and shit like that, and actually have some sort of security on schools. Because this is a serious problem that keeps happening, but nobody's defending these kids, like, at all. So I think at minimum, at least have some kind of comprehensive plan to where they start building, more hardened schools. Back in the day, schools used to burn down all the time. You know why it stopped? Because they started using different fucking materials that don't fucking burn. And they started implementing, fire safety features like sprinklers and shit like that. Why can't we have a similar plan for a standard for schools to where, you have certain construction and, protocols that you have built into the school where this is like the standard for a school now. And you're gonna use these kind of walls. You're gonna have this many entrances and exits. They're gonna, they have to have these kind of locks, so it's more difficult for somebody to come on campus and start shooting up a school. So, I mean, I think that would be sort of helpful. At least it's a fucking start. But nothing's gonna happen again.
No.
It's insane.
When did Columbine happen? I was like
I was in your 90s. What was that, 97? Or 2000? 2001? This happened a while ago.
Yeah.
So the shooter's a young black teenager, and he turned himself in.
That's pretty
So
rare.
he escaped the school and then turned himself in with his lawyer. So he left the school in a 2018 Dodge Charger, and then turned himself in with his lawyer. But it says that he's being charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and he's being held at $75,000 bail. But he killed 4 people.
They were injured. Was he killed? I thought people were just injured.
I thought he killed 4.
It was aggravated assault.
Oh no, it's 4 wounded.
Yeah,
so no, he didn't.
It would have been murder, not aggravated assault.
Yeah, so I was like, that didn't make sense. But yeah, it's 4 wounded, and like one person, she was well, they call her a victim, but she's a pregnant woman, but she fell during the chaos, which could. Yeah, so that could. I mean, you have to monitor her to make sure her pregnancy is still.
Well, it looks like.
I think that's good.
Yeah, especially if she fell.
Yeah,
so I'm reading like an article now from not Fox News, but from a Fox channel out in Texas.
Fox affiliate.
Yeah, and it looks like it all started because of a fight. Like a fight broke out between students and.
So the fight.
It came back.
It was videotaped and it's on social media. So apparently all the kids that are in the room busted out their phone and started recording, but apparently you cannot see when he pulls the gun and starts shooting or whatnot. He shoots the teacher and he shoots the guy who's arguing with, but apparently you can only hear it because everyone ducks out. But this is circulated on social media as we speak. So that's
with my idea, like stopping a kid from shooting up a school, like getting in, it basically have to be like a fucking prison. You have to have metal detectors and all that stuff. Like it's a terrible idea, but it could save lives. Just saying.
It's kind of all bad, but yeah. So it's just it's weird because what I have been seeing is this has been a bit more politicized because they had Ted Cruz on here. And they're asking him about the shooting, and then he flips it. He talks about Biden like this is Biden's fault because he didn't do border control. I'm like, what? How does that work?
This is American student.
Yeah, shit like that doesn't make sense, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, and then I guess the mayor had said something stupid too, and it was just like, it's just
fucking disgusting.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you guys are not even talking about the issue. You're trying to flip it and make it about something totally different.
Yeah.
That's super political versus, actual people getting shot and hurt. So.
I wonder how far. Hold on. I'm trying to see how far Arlington is from the U.S. border. It's probably far as fuck away.
It's in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, or it's near Dallas-Fort Worth. So, and it is 20 miles from downtown Dallas. So.
No. Oh, it's 100 miles, I guess.
Yeah, it's.
Anyway, yeah.
I know.
Yeah, Texas is pretty fucking big. If y'all didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all. I don't know exactly where Arlington is. Actually, I can look it on a map. But yeah, people think that Texas is like small for some reason, but it's gigantic.
Yeah, they're like the second largest state in California, in America.
In the nation?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nowhere near the fucking border. Like,
nope.
It's closer to the Gulf of Mexico than it is to Mexico. So, yeah, that's people are so dumb.
I don't know. I don't know why they would try to flip it. He didn't even say thoughts and prayers. He's just like, well, if Biden hadn't let this happen.
He's all thoughts and fuck Biden.
Yeah. pretty much. I'm just like, what the fuck? And you got elected into office? Like, god dang. Get the fuck out of here. But, I mean, a lot of Texans seem to love Ted Cruz, even though he abandoned them to Cancun and tried to say that his daughter needed him and, he was just there to chaperone. I'm like, if that was the case, why did you leave the country? Like, you literally left the country and landed and came back.
Yeah, it's like
you could have said that at the airport.
It's like
said bye.
It's over 400 miles away from Mexico. That's like from here to San Diego.
Exactly.
Well, a little bit less than that. But
yeah, well, it's like here to SoCal.
Yeah,
like Riverside area.
It's not close.
Nope.
So, and it was an American citizen kid. So, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb.
Get it.
I wonder if there's a little bit more to this kid's backstory. Like, I guess I'm trying to find out if he left. Did he leave and come back with the gun, or did he have the gun on him?
So he had, I guess he had the gun on him in the argument, but he left the campus during the confusion. But then he turned himself into authorities. but he managed to get a lawyer, or maybe he had a family lawyer. That part, I don't know those details, but I do know that he turned himself in, and he had apparently a lawyer present.
Well, he's probably gonna plead self-defense if he was getting like, he was in a fight or getting jumped. But still,
Yeah.
If you bust that, well, this is gonna be kind of weird because I don't know if Texas has the stand your ground law. If it does, it's gonna be like,
oh yeah,
that's gonna get real interesting. But he's also real black, so.
Well, he's 18
he's
though.
also. Is he 18 or was he 15?
No, it says he's 18.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Wait, hold
that's
up.
gonna be. Yeah, I know he was a teenager, but obviously.
Yeah, so he's 18, but I think the person who was critically in critical condition was 15.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's probably pretty fucked. So even in self-defense, if you injure somebody that is not the person that is attacking you, that's probably a problem. So, but I'm not a lawyer. I'm just saying.
Oh, look at the fight video. It's pretty intense.
You're looking at the video?
I don't know which ones. I'm not sure which one is which. Yeah, it's on Twitter.
Yeah, I've of course it's on Twitter.
Twitter ain't
So
real.
you just look for the
Twitter ain't real.
We gonna have to talk about that in a little bit, but
yeah, I can't tell which kid is which. It's hard to say.
I'm sure if you have the sound on, you'll be like, oh, you'll hear the gun.
Well, one kid's getting his ass fucking handed to him. I'm sorry.
Oh, it was a fist fight.
One kid's getting beat up, and it just ends, and there's no point where the gun is pulled out or anything.
Oh, yeah. That is a pretty crazy fight in the middle of a classroom.
Yeah, you're both watching it then.
Yeah, I'm watching. Yeah, this dude's definitely getting his ass whooped.
It's all bad.
This is the thing. It's like, I don't know. I always feel bad when like somebody's covering up and clearly not fighting back. It's like it's over. You know, you can just stop.
Yeah.
I think people that don't know when to stop. It's like, yeah, sometimes you might get into a fight. I get that, but when you clearly beat the person, it's like it should be over.
No, they want to keep going, make a statement.
Yeah. Well, people like to humiliate people, and like dominate them. So it's the American way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, shit, that's how a lot of fucking land and shit's taken from people.
We can go.
Yeah.
We can do a whole podcast on that.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I was about to say, didn't y'all do an episode on that?
Actually, no. That's probably a good one for Balance Exchange. We might do that. So I think it'll surprise Papa Bear on like how much. Well, he's part native, so probably not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially with the whole like land breaking, California ruling through, or with Governor Newsom giving back land that was basically kind of taken from a generational family wealth, is recently given back to them.
Yeah, people don't understand like the whole wealth thing. I'm not gonna get it. I'm gonna fucking go on a tangent.
Yeah.
So I'm not
I know.
So wait.
Well, I was gonna say you should use that on your balance exchange. You know, going through that whole case.
You know, it's really crazy. Something I just noticed. So right now we're using Google Meeting for doing this podcast.
Google Beating?
Yeah.
Google
Meeting.
Meetings.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, yeah, y'all was watching
the
beating. Y'all was watching the beating. I'm like, wait, we about to get beat up? I'm like, oh shit.
But
my spot.
I just noticed something very interesting. So if you look to the bottom right of the screen, what do you see there? What does that make you? What's the first thing that pops in your head?
The bottom right.
Yeah, the little icons there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They can't see it on the left.
Yeah, So yeah, on the bottom right, it's a triangle, a square, and a circle. It's some fucking Squid Game. I was like moving my mouse around. I looked at it. I was like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of shit you can do with like that I don't use on the. I use Google Meetup on like the very basic level, but there's like a bunch of other crap that it can do. And it's weird because I have to pay for it. Thanks, Google. I still think it should come with my damn Google One subscription, because I pay like because I pay extra for extra storage, extra online storage. But it should come with this damn functionality, you know.
I think it's weird how like I know you can have like a background on here, but like you have to be on Chrome for that feature to be for you able to use that feature.
Do you?
Yeah. So if you like try to if you try to like change your background, it says like, oh, you need to be on Chrome.
Change layouts. I don't even know how to do it. I haven't done it before. Or is it?
I don't know.
We could do activities.
Y'all up here trying to doing.
I'm just
High
I'm not
visual
gonna do
effects.
activities. I'm just trying to see like what. Like I said, I have no idea what these all do. So, there's visual
Speaking of
effects.
what Blue was talking about, y'all finished Squid Games or not?
Man, I'm watching it again.
Oh, god dang.
So the reason why? Oh, what the hell? Cronus is out in
Oh,
space.
wow, he's in space. I was like, hey, you just took off. Okay.
He's got two peanuts in the back of his head.
Say Space Jews. Even though I'm not. That's
all
I haven't watched
bad.
this series yet. It'll be funny if you watch.
That's all bad.
So yeah, and for Squid Games, like, because the first time I watched it dubbed, which was a huge fucking mistake. Because somebody was like, you gotta watch it again because it's a totally different movie if you watch it with subtitles on.
Oh,
and like
I always tell everybody,
Korean,
watch it subtitled. It's always more accurate subtitled.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, so they actually the words are kind of the same. Like they actually use the same words or whatever. Like the dub version uses the same words that the subtitle says. It's just that the emotion just isn't fucking there when it comes to the dub. Like when you first watch it, the he seems like a selfish little prick. Like he's like an entitled little kid and like he's mooching off his mom. But it's not the same when he speaks it in like Korean. Like he's more like concerned about his mom. Like when like the part where he tells his mom that she works too much. In the dub version, you got the impression like, oh, he was just telling her that she shouldn't work anymore, blah blah blah. But like in the in the Korean version, he has more of a concern for her health, saying like, hey, yeah, you work too much. You shouldn't work too much. But yeah, then again, he goes off and steals her fucking money. But like a lot of the characters. Like they're just the way they talk, like the emotion is actually in there when they're speaking their native language versus when it's dubbed. So if you watch it dubbed, do yourself a favor, go back and watch it sub because it just feels like a whole different movie.
There's also
it's really crazy.
There's a note too I want to talk about with the subtitles is that there's even with English, there's two different versions of the subtitles. So watch the subtitle version that has the CC on there. There's an English and there's an English CC. Watch the English CC one because that one's supposedly different from the other one. So the English CC is obviously English closed caption, but apparently the translation on there is more accurate than the normal English subtitling. So.
I just watched it the default, which I don't know if it was English CC, but still, it was just like, I mean, I'm towards the end because I didn't finish it. I'm on episode 6.
I'm on episode 6 of rewatching it.
I feel
I'm lapping you.
This is sad as fuck because like I'm the one who told everybody about it, and I'm only on episode 2.
Oh man!
Holy
I need
shit!
to make more time.
Yeah, man, it gets real fucking good. Like
it gets real messed up, and it does have that battle royale feel to it. It's just like super crazy.
So when I'm watching it the second time, like it actually makes me think of it because last week I had mentioned how it reminds me of fucking that one stupid movie where killing is illegal for a day or whatever.
The Purge.
Purge, yeah, it's not like the Purge. It's more like I wouldn't say it's more like
It's like MXC.
Hunger
Remember MXC back in the day?
yeah, it's like MXC
But you
versus
die.
mixed with like where you die. But it also makes me think of like Hunger Games too, because like only one can win it all, or whatever.
Also, if you don't follow the rules, there's also grave there's grave consequences.
Oh yeah,
following the rules.
and that implies to the shape people too.
Oh yeah, the people that are running the games.
Yeah,
they have strict rules as well. They're very very it's like run like almost like a core or something. It's very like it is very strict and very like rule orientated, and they're very timely. Everything must be done on time, and if it's not, then it's there's consequences no matter what. So,
yeah, I can't wait till you guys get to the fucking end. Cause
I guess there's 9 episodes, so I just watched the Marble episode. So.
Oh, that one's fucked up, man.
Yeah, that was tense when it started, so I was like, holy shit, this is just gonna get worse, and it did, and I was like, god dang.
When they started playing a marble game, I was like, holy shit, I remember playing this as a kid. Like, you dig a little hole, and everybody tried to shoot their marble into the hole.
And then, like, shoot other people out. I remember there's numerous iterations of playing marbles, and that's what they did. They played different marble games based on, who you were with. So it was interesting to watch. So.
Well, like, what's cool about that part is that you got to choose the game.
Mm-hmm.
like people just went with like, you know, guess how many marbles are in my hand versus like actually playing fucking real carnickers, like
yeah. Oh, there's also the wall one, like who can get closest to the wall without hitting it.
Oh, that was fucked up.
Yeah, that one's messed up too. But I mean, there's that game. You know, you can still play it.
Dude, it's crazy. The guy who does the who's the actor for I think it's Giro or something like that. I can't remember his full name, but he's actually a Korean model. Like he's an actual model, and like when you see like pictures of him, he's like fucking yoked. And like the scene where they like kick him out of the car, like he looks like a skinny guy, but he's actually pretty fit. But then also the girl, the pickpocketer girl, she's a model. Yeah, she came in second place of America or Korea's Next Top Model. And this was her first movie, which is cool.
It's a show.
So everybody's giving her praise and stuff like that.
I can see why she's a model.
It's a show.
Oh, sorry, show. This shit's like a movie.
I know you keep referring to it as a movie. I mean, it does have that cinematic feel to it, but also, you know, they're hour-long shows. In some cases, they're a little more than an hour. One of them is like a little more than an hour.
They're so fucking well done, though. Like, you know, the quality of every episode is fucking perfect. Like I was watching a review and like the scene we're doing the red light green light, like they didn't use CGI for that. They actually had 456 people in that fucking arena playing red light green light.
That's a lot of people.
That's a shitload of people. And like I could imagine, like, so I guess some people probably had like exploding packs on them or whatever, and they were like, okay, at this point you're gonna fucking die. Just do whatever you can to make it look like you're dead.
Yeah, but a lot of those people, they like say stuff, so they're like, you know, speaking roles, you know, because there's a lot of people there, and it's like, oh, but then like shit goes down, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like people get wiped out. I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah, shit's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's all fucking crazy.
I guess there's like a mobile game for it now. There's a Squid Game mobile game.
So the Squid Game, where you just kill people, just be like, oh,
no, you're a player. You have to like play, I think, all the different games.
And then did your phone explode if you don't fucking make it?
Shit, I hope not. I haven't installed it. I'm not ready yet. Like, oh shit, what the hell? Also, you see this red dot in your face, in your eye.
Either that or somebody in a pink suit's at your front door, just like choo, and you're like, what the fuck? They didn't even say nothing. They just pop, walk away, and just drop you. Piece of shit.
It's funny. I like some of the memes that are coming, or like not the memes, but some of the cool like TikTok videos coming out. Like people were like, you know, this is what happened in this situation. So there's like a black couple, they're like doing the red light green light, and all of a sudden they're playing I can't remember who says the song that goes like, you're working with the back end, all the track.
Back that ass up.
Yeah, back that thing up. Yeah. So they start playing that, and the girl starts twerking and stuff like that, and she gets shot, and the guy's like, fuck.
That's all bad.
They're funny.
Oh man, I was just tripping out. So the one thing that it kind of opened up my eyes a bit is there's a guy from Pakistan in the show, and he speaks like fluent Korean. If you're watching like it dubbed, he speaks fluent Korean, but he seems like he might be a little slow. At least his character might be a little slow, and like you can tell because someone takes advantage of it at one point. So I'm just oh, that's all bad. And it sucks because he's just trying to, you know, make his way, and then like he doesn't really know the culture, but he seems to know the language extremely well. So
yeah, that was kind of fucking weird to me.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. But I mean, but people bring it up. They're like, "What country are you from?" Like, how you obviously don't know what we're talking about because you're not from this country. And he's like, he kind of like is a little quiet, or he pips up. He's like, "No, I don't know." And then certain games they bring up, they're like, "You don't know these games?" He's like, "No." They're like, "Well, where are you from?" And then he tells them and stuff, and I was just like, oh, that's an interesting dynamic, you know, because there's like Pakistani families living in South Korea.
Well, this is the weird thing about America, and this is how kind of America is kind of more asshole-ish, is that almost everybody in America, if you're of some other ethnic group, we either assume that you're American or from the exact country where your ancestors are from. If you happen to be like a black dude, and you see a black dude walk down the street, and you talk to him, and all of a sudden he has an English accent, Americans are like, what the fuck? Or he has like anything other than an American or African accent, it like throws most Americans off. And same thing, like if you, like they have like the second most population of Japanese people they're in Brazil. There's like a huge Japanese population in there. But you tell somebody from America, they're just like, what the fuck? Like it's weird. But it's like, well, why is it weird? Like, you can live whatever the fuck you want to live.
I mean, it's weird. I think it's because of the media. So I remember when
it's only weird in America.
Yeah, so I remember when the Venezuelan president won their election, and he was a Japanese guy, spoke perfect Spanish, and I was like, "Wait, what?"
Which you should do if you live there.
Yeah, and I was like, I didn't get. I was like, "Wait, what?" But he was a Venezuelan citizen, but he was Japanese. And I was just like, "Oh, he was I think he was Democratic. He might have been independent."
That made me think of
this a long time ago.
I remember if it was Rush Hour 2 or 3, but like there's a scene where Chris Tucker he like stops a Chinese guy and the Chinese guy speaks French and he even had like the accent and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Chris Tucker's like, or his character is like, what the hell? Like you need to speak Chinese or something like that. Like he was so fucking confused and it's like, that's how American is.
He's yelling at Jackie Chan's character. What's he saying? He's like, I don't know. He's speaking French, and he slaps him. He's like, how do you show people like that speaking French? He was like, what the? And that's when they have the nun. They bring in the nun to translate.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I guess gotta finish Squid Game. It's a really great fucking show.
I'm pretty close. I know that Stitch is heavily into the show. I guess he powered through it in 2 days. I'm on like my third day. Yeah, I'm just like some of it. I was reading in between too because I was trying to finish one of my books, and I needed a little bit of time to soak some of that stuff in. So I was just like, holy shit!
The sort of heavy episodes. It's like it's like a lot of shit happens that it's like it's dank.
Yeah, but then the thing is, the more as you go on, because if you're only on episode 2, things just get danker and more fucked up as you keep going. So I'm just like, holy shit. Well, there's like a B story that like arises. And I'm just like, fucking A.
So it's interesting because like episode 2 is called Hell, and it's like, so basically that's it's when like they get done playing Red Light Green Light, and some people want to just go back, and so they call it Hell.
Can you not spoil it for me?
Well, I thought you said you already watched episode 2.
No, I said I'm on episode 2.
Oh, my bad. So, anyways, episode 2 is called Hell, and it's pretty fucked up what happens.
I mean, I watched the very beginning when like people are getting cremated, but then like I had to do something. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah. You'll see. Like you're like 30 seconds away from seeing what Blue's talking about. But
yeah.
There's still a bunch of shit that happens afterwards, and it just gets more fucked up. I'm just like, what the fuck? And it's funny to me is that where they're at looks like the location from the Tomb Raider series. It looks exactly like the same fucking island. It's fucking awesome. I'm like, oh shit. But a lot of shit's happening. I can't wait to get to the end, even though it's like it's already been messed up. Like all these people are like suffering trauma now just to get to this prize, and I'm just like, well, shit. I feel like I've been through the ringer now with these people because it's so messed up. But
yeah,
I still got more episodes to go, so I'm just like, fuck. What else can they torture these people with?
It's really funny, like just every time they mention like a dollar amount, like a Korean dollar amount, and then like going and looking up the conversion to American money, it's like not that much money. Like everything sounds like it's so much money, but it's like kind of not.
Well, yeah, because it's like billions of wons, and you need to drop off a couple zeros to make it U.S.
Well,
dollar.
The thing is, though, like if you have no money, that is a lot of money. Like people are like, saying, like, oh, it's only like $10,000. It's like, do you have $10,000?
Ah, still a lot of money.
Yeah, it's like.
But like they say like, oh, he owed like $10 million, 10 million won, and it's like, well, that's a lot of fucking money. But then when you go do the math, it's like, oh, it's like, I don't know, 100,000.
Which is still, I mean, like if you're
it's still a lot, but
with no job, that's like insurmountable.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, but it's just fucked up what people will do for the sake of money. So it's just like fuck.
And you just go on OnlyFans to be all right. Twerk that little booty in a circle.
Moving on. Where do you want to go to next? We want to talk about the Facebook debacle. We're talking about it, I guess, a little bit, but
we talked about it already.
Yeah, it's brief.
It's crazy.
Actually, I'll talk about something that was. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say that during that whole time, like their whole system was down for like 6 hours or whatever, and like I guess their stock dropped 4.9%, and they were saying that
they were saying 6% at one point.
The last thing I heard was 4.9, but like apparently that whole time frame, Mark lost $6 billion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why people say. All right, so people they don't seem to understand like the way that kind of money works. He didn't lose shit. Like he's literally not lost nothing. He only loses it if he happens to like take out a stock, which he's not gonna do.
I guess his net worth dropped.
Well, it's his net worth might have dropped, but it's like the money basically doesn't exist. It exists, but it doesn't really exist. It's like this weird gray area because he put unless he takes it out, he hasn't lost anything. You know, and it was something that he's already gained so much more than he lost that one day. Like he gained like probably 10 times that amount last year alone, probably way more than that. You know, and so it's like barely even a dent in anything. So everybody thinks like, oh look, make fun of Mark Zuckerberg because he lost X amount of billions of dollars. Like, no, that's not going to affect him in any way, shape, or form, like at all. Just because his stock price dropped, it's not going to affect him at all. He's fine. So,
I mean, he still got $116 billion to
pretend
money.
So he lost. Even if you believed in this, fake bullshit, he lost less than 10% of his total net worth. It's less than that. It's less. I think it's less than 1%. Yeah, it's less than 1%.
Oh, yeah.
Of his...
I'm pretty sure. Because he probably went from like 120 billion to like 118 billion.
Yeah, hold on. Let's
in a day.
Mark Zuckerberg net worth. I think he said it was 100 and something, right? 116 billion dollars.
I was taking a guess.
116 billion.
116.
Yeah. He lost less than 6% of his total wealth, if he even lost it. So it's just like that's nothing. Well, if I gave you $1, if I give you $100, it's losing less than $6. You lost less than $6. Ooh.
Yeah. but that on top of that, the following day, it's like they're gonna gain money. So he's gonna get that shit all right back. So.
But then there was also the whistleblower thing that had posted as well. That 60
the night before.
Yeah.
Super ironic. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is an inside job." I mean, obviously, if this person's reconfiguring and brought down several companies with this reconfiguring, then it was an inside job. But was it intentional? Probably not. I mean, conspiracy theorists are probably gonna be like, "Oh, this person worked for Q," or some stupid shit. But you never know. I mean, I haven't heard anything about what happened. I just heard that it was down and what it affected and whatnot. But they were back up and running by the end of the day. So
I mean, I know they were saying that it was BGP routing, but just like I said, I doubt it. And I know that people were like rebooting servers that were publicly known at this point. That they rebooted servers from like, that's a terrible idea. If you have an outage, and you have no idea what happened. Like, don't just start rebooting shit. Like, you need to understand like the actual issue before you start. Because I've had issues before. When I used to be a disaster recovery guy, where I had a rogue admin, and he changed a bunch of shit on our domain controllers, and he changed a bunch of stuff, and he deleted the logs on what he changed, which is terrible.
Oh shit!
So one day we had a power outage, brought down our whole site, and I'm the disaster recovery guy, so I have to restore stuff. We get everything back up, and normally when we have a power outage, you bring stuff up, it starts working again, but all of a sudden, like, nothing was working. Like, our DNS servers were down, domain controllers were all messed up, Active Directory was all screwed up, like, nothing was working. Like, it was a hard stop for our company. It took me 72 hours straight work to find a valid backup set to get to a point to where before he made the changes. 72 hours for me to find a valid backup set. So, so you can't just, and that was after just a reboot. That's basically what happened was the power outage reboot and all this shit hit the fan. So yeah, rebooting stuff when you don't have a solid grasp on what the actual problem is a terrible idea. Their disaster recovery plans are obviously awful. This is going to be a case study on what not to do in a disaster state. Like I was thinking why aren't they replicating anything anywhere? Like, or why aren't they going back? If it was a change, you have change control. I find it very hard to believe that Facebook would not have some sort of change control, especially when you make global changes. You have to have some sort of change control. The first thing they should have done in this sort of outage is go through the change control logs and be like, okay, well, what's changed in the past hour? Oh, it's this. Well, let's just reverse that. It's super easy, especially when it comes to like routes. It's just it's text.
But then also you think there will be some kind of failover plan, like okay. If this server go down, let's reroute this to a server somewhere else. Like, they got data centers all over California, or not California, all the United States.
Yeah,
So
I was about to say, I'm all dude. They have
the
centers
world.
across the world. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's what I mean.
Well-
Normally, when you have like a normal disaster, obviously this is a network outage, so it's a little different. But on a normal outage for like servers and stuff, yeah, like you have replication sites to where if you have an outage on one side, the other side automatically picks up. Like if it loses access to this other site, the other side automatically picks up. So that's
Yeah.
another thing where it's just like it's kind of odd that they didn't have like a replicated, like network configuration. So obviously they're gonna have some problems. People are gonna be up at night figuring this shit out. So I feel bad for their sysadmins and disaster recovery. Somebody's gonna get fired.
I know when I worked at Apple, there was always this rumor.
Whole
When I
unit's
worked
going to be restructured.
When I worked at Apple, there was always, because I used to work in, I used to do project managing for their data centers, and like, I thought this was stupid as hell, but I guess apparently Steve Jobs, he didn't want the data centers to be outside of the United States. He wanted to mainly just keep it here, so any traffic that would go to like China, whatever, was always like bogged down. But like after he passed away, then they started building data centers in the other countries. But like, I thought that was interesting, just for him to keep everything in the United States and never have it on the outside.
So I think,
yeah.
I think part of that might have been a legal thing. So
I mean, there's plenty of ways to. I mean, you have to obviously form bonds within those countries to like put data centers there, but then you also get incentives for this. That's another thing he's probably closed-minded on it. Like when you build like a data center in another country, like there's incentives that, unfortunately, but the governments are incentivized to do that. So if Apple wants to build a data center in say Taiwan, like almost any country would be like, yes, please, because give us the jobs. So they're gonna give them like a preferred rate on loans and real estate and stuff like that, so they can get those jobs in those countries. And so yeah, that's probably opportunity lost for whatever reason. I don't know what his reason was, but it doesn't make any sense to me. There was one good thing that happened with the at least for me with the Facebook outages, that I started hopping on Twitter again. So I was like, all right, well, let's see what's going on with Twitter on our main Twitter account. So I started interacting more with on Twitter. So if you saw the Be the Meat page more active in the past couple of days, yeah, it's been me. So been retweeting and communicating with some folks, and shout out to what was it? Who would win?
wow. Mm-hmm.
Like they brought us into James Gabsley, who's been on the podcast before. He put us in a few DM groups, and we've been chatting on there, and it's been fun to interact with people again. It's more refreshing to do it on Twitter with like the group that we have on there that we weren't interacting with before, because it's just you don't have to deal with like a lot of BS. Like on Facebook, I've had to like unfriend people like a lot, and on Twitter, at least the groups that we're in, there's not a whole lot of conflict, so it's nicer to just talk with people and just bullshit with their stuff. So.
It's hilarious.
I used to do those battle talks.
Yeah.
Who will win versus.
So there's still some. Did we talk about this last week? The Super Mario animated film? I don't remember if we did or not.
No, but we should. Yeah, we didn't talk about the voices or anything.
Yeah, I think it was mentioned, but we never went into it.
Oh man, I know that Prodigy wasn't too happy because he was like, Chris Pratt, most famous, everyone probably knows him by now. If you don't, he's Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxies. He's also in, he's also in the Jurassic Park World trilogy films, because the next one's coming out, I think, next year. He was casted as the voice of Mario. And so a lot of people were freaking out about that. I'm like, well, he's an actor. So when you hire an actor to do a voice of a cartoon character, they're gonna, probably act. He's probably not gonna use his own voice. And he's on Twitter too. So people were roasting him on Twitter about this. There's so many memes. But what he did is he posted a video. And he did this like weak ass, it's a me, Mario is all, but that's not the voice. You guys think it's the voice, you guys don't get the voice. You guys are gonna have to wait and see the movie to see what it is. And it has like a bunch of people in the film. I think was it Jack Black, I think, is in it or something, and like
he's Bowser.
Yeah, he's Bowser. That was interesting to me as well. I forgot who's Princess Peach. But there's a poster for the film, which I believe will be out next year, next summer. And I'm just like, oh man, this is going to be like crazy. But it's like, dude, what was it? Angry Birds, the animated film, had a bunch of freaking, had a bunch of stars in there doing voice acting and stuff. I mean, a lot of people, sometimes they don't pick up on like, oh, I didn't realize, this was this actress or this actor or whatnot. So that's what they paid to do.
Here's the cast. So, yeah, Chris Pratt is Mario. Charlie Day is going to be Luigi. Anna Taylor-Joy, who was from the Queen's Gambit, she's going to play Princess Peach.
Okay, yeah.
Bowser's going to be Jack Black. Seth Rogen is going to be Donkey Kong. And that's all I see for now. It's probably more than that, but that's all I see.
Oh, Keegan Michael Key, he is Toad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Fred Armisen is going to be Cranky Kong. Kevin Michael Richardson is going to play Kamek. And Sebastian Maniscalco as Spike. So, yeah.
Don't know who's Sebastian here.
No.
So this is also the studio behind Minions. The guys who did Minions, so they're doing this.
That should be fun.
So, yeah, so it should be interesting. They're probably gonna have like inside jokes, about the gaming industry and the game as a whole. I mean, Mario's been around for decades, three decades, 4 decades. So
it's in some. Well, it's kind of over in Japan and Universal Studios Japan. I think they just opened up Super Mario Land, which is kind of cool. And like a lot of the videos and stuff I've seen, it looks pretty fucking dope. Like there'd be like a question mark brick that you can punch, and it'll like make like the sounds of like coins and stuff like that, which I think is kind of fucking dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they got like rides and stuff. Japan comes to like video gaming stuff. Like I think even I don't know if it was in Disneyland or Universal Studios, but there's also a Demon Slayer like attraction there now as well. It's kind of fun, cool.
Nice.
And that show's fucking taking off.
I just think it's just going to be pretty interesting to see when this comes out. I mean, I think this works. The Mario franchise works better as an animated film, at least I believe so, than perhaps live action. I mean, I could get proven wrong if they do it like what they did with Sonic, where it's like CGI and live action mixed together. We might see that in future Sonic films, maybe, but we'll see. But
my youngest daughter, Riley, she loves she was on the Mario show for like a long time. The old show from like the early 90s.
The 90s?
Yeah, she used to
Holy shit, really?
I was just like, why do you like this show so much? She loved it. She loves Mario.
Wait, Riley or other daughter?
Riley.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she just wanted to watch. She even knew the song and everything. I was just like, all right.
Yeah, because I think they rapping an intro for that.
Yeah.
They probably do.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
What's funny about the show is that, like, people probably forgot about the show, because it was in the 1900s. But, they used to have like all these like teenage stars come on the show like as guests, or like pop stars. Like Cyndi Lauper was on there. I was like, what? Like a bunch of these like teenage models were on there, and like it was really weird. But yeah, it was interesting because it was live action with animation. So.
Huh. Yeah, they like introduced us to like Captain. I said either Captain N or Captain not Neo. What's the Captain Neo?
No, Captain EO or Captain Neo is from.
EO is like a Disney thing.
Yeah, Captain EO is Michael Jackson.
It was Captain Neo.
Captain Neo is or no, I'm thinking Captain Nemo from Extraordinary Gentleman or 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. That's Captain Nemo. So. Yeah, it's just how is she watching the Mario? Is it on like a streaming service?
It's on Netflix.
No shit.
Yeah, we saw it.
That's hilarious. Oh my goodness.
So I totally forgot about it. I was like, well, how about this one? I was thinking she was gonna make fun of it, but she was like totally into it.
That's awesome. But yeah. So fans of the Mario franchise were, I guess, to say the least, were skeptical about this. But I'm like, this is an animated film. People are like, oh, Chris Pratt's not Italian. I'm like, so what? Like, there's a lot of actors and actresses that do not fit the same ethnic profile as their characters, but yet they provide the voice, so I don't see a problem. And since this is an animated film, I think this could work very, very well if done right. So this should be hilarious. I made the joke that that. Oh, this is all bad. So I made the joke that Illumination, which is the studio behind the upcoming animated film, I was like, they probably really, really, really wanted to put Keegan-Michael Key as Donkey Kong, but probably switched it last minute.
Wow.
Yeah, I know I'm a terrible person, but I still think that's a fucking funny joke. I'm just saying.
Watch Chappelle.
I did watch Chappelle. I mean,
man. Let's
talk
about that without spoiling it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
Yeah, so The Closer, which is Dave Chappelle's last show on his contract for Netflix, his last stand-up special on Netflix, dropped yesterday. And it is controversial for the wrong reasons, which is funny because he even talks about it. He talks about literally what was going to happen after the special came out, and it's literally you can see it on Twitter right now. People are up in arms, calling him transphobic again, and all these other things. And like, I saw one person say that he was trying to get black people to go against gay people, and I was like, no, that's not what he said at all in the show. But whatever. So I read a whole bunch of like people that were dragging him through the mud on Twitter, but none of them talked about his last joke. And the last joke that he has on there is super important to him, and like it should be more important to trans people and what happened to someone. And it's just I can't ruin the whole. I actually ruined the joke myself because the whole setup because I looked up what he was talking about and I was like, God damn it. But
you didn't know? You didn't know? But
I did not know.
So no, I'm just gonna say I'm not gonna go into detail. Okay. But I talked about it on the podcast, like when it happened. So because it was all over the news, it was everywhere. Because that person's from the Bay. Yeah. This particular person he was talking about. So
yeah, it's funny that they didn't mention anything around that at all because they just wanted to have talking points to trash Dave Chappelle. And not like that was a way larger issue, and they totally missed the point on what he was talking about. Next week I'll talk about exactly the details, but I'm not. It dropped yesterday, so I can't talk about it. But yeah, it was. I think the show, to be honest, it started kind of rough, but it got better as it went on, and yeah, I thought it was still is a good special. It's not his best special in my opinion at all. But it was still good. I know it's gonna take some time off, but he's still a really funny dude, and I think that people getting mad about a comedian saying funny shit, especially when people are just missing the point on what he's saying, it's kind of messed up. He even made the point that you can kill. I'll spoil kind of one joke, but it's already out there on Twitter. But you can kill somebody that's black, but you can't hurt, and nothing will happen. But if you hurt a gay person's feelings, it's a big deal.
So bad.
There's like, is there any argument there? No. Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people on Twitter are definitely arguing about it, but apparently, I've seen it. They've been arguing a lot about that joke. That's one of the huge talking points that's had, like, set Twitter ablaze. There's literally like 4 different talking points that have set it ablaze. And what's kind of, I think it's because this other comedian, who's probably not as big, or maybe there are, I don't think a lot of people know this comedian. She goes by Flower Monroe. She's a trans woman, and she attacks the LGBTQ community because she literally has a segment where she says we need to get our shit together. And I guess Flower's been on the Breakfast Club, the morning show on the East Coast in New York City with Charlemagne and everybody. He's gone on there and just, talked about certain talking points that were kind of similar to what Dave Chappelle's been talking about. But nobody says anything. No one says anything about, at least I've not seen anything, at least not in the mainstream, that anything that Flame and Rose talked about versus what Dave talks about. When Dave talks about it, everyone's in an uproar. When this person talks about it, even though they're part of that community, they bring up valid points. Like, these are things that we need to change, we need to address. They're like, I love my community, but we're too sensitive, and we need to be focused on the real shit. And I was like, oh shit, that's some real shit right there.
I mean, what's weird to me is that people will talk about him being transphobic, blah blah blah, but he didn't say, like, he said the N word. I don't know how many goddamn times on the show.
Yeah, he always says it though.
It's that word is still offensive to me, no matter who says it. But he didn't say the other F word at all. He didn't use any derogatory terms towards trans people at all, or any LGBTQ person, like, at all. No derogatory terms at all. But he drops the N word constantly, and nobody sees, like, this is literally like what he's talking about. Is that you can say these disparaging things about black people, but you can't say anything anywhere in that close to that realm for that group of people. You know what I mean? And it's very odd that he talks about it in the show, and they still trying to drag him through the mud on a platform that he literally doesn't even consume. Like, he's not on Twitter. Like, he doesn't care. To him, it's not even a real place. So, yeah.
It's hella funny, but he talks about being dragged on it. I guess he pops on there from time to time, but he doesn't. It's not like a huge focus for him. His focus is his family, and then he brings up the point, like, what his main jokes are about, who he really has a problem with, and he says people don't seem to get it. They always focus on this. I was like, oh shit.
Kind of picking up back up what Kronos was saying, like, David Chappelle had even said, like, on, like, I think in one of his stand-up he talks about how on the Dave Chappelle show, like, they didn't care that he used the N-word here and there, but, like, once he said something like, I don't know, like, about the gays or something like that, they were like, oh no, you can't use that word, or, like, I think he couldn't say faggot or something like that, and, like, oh no, you can't use that word.
He couldn't say it, and nor could he, like, do certain skits portraying someone from that community doing.
And he said, like, why can't I say that word? He's all, well, because you're not one of those people. And he's like, well, I can say the N word all I want. And she's like, oh yeah. And he's like, well, I'm not that word or something like that. And it's like,
yeah. I'm not that either.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, people don't care about the use of the N word over and over again, but yet they say one thing that hurts somebody's feeling, and everybody's up in arms.
It's because of hip hop. Every hip hop song has it, like, every 10, anywhere from 5 to 30 seconds, and because it's one of the mainstream, everyone's like, oh, if it's on the radio, if it's on this station, they're performing it in concerts that are selling out, it must be okay.
It's not an excuse. Just saying.
Yeah,
it's not.
That's why it's an R&B.
Anyway, we'll probably get canceled. It's fine. Just for even talking about it.
Canceled beforehand, but I mean, I knew things were gonna get wild once he said, "This is my last Netflix one." That's when I was like, "Oh shit, he's gonna come out swinging. He's gonna try to blow up every social media platform," and he has. Because literally the next day, within hours, like, hotly.
Well, it's crazy because, like, the trailer for it dropped, like, yesterday, and then it was, like, live that day. It was like, that's why I didn't know it had dropped. I was like, wait, it dropped already? Like,
apparently
just dropped trailer.
Well, apparently there was a trailer that came out like 6 days before, but I just didn't see it. And then the day before came out another trailer drop with Morgan Freeman, which was hilarious.
It's just funny.
Yeah, and then it dropped. It was just like, it was real short.
Yeah,
but
the whole letter people thing still gets me.
So I guess I'm gonna recommend that, if you listen to the show and you haven't got a chance to get to it, watch it. So when we come around next week, probably gonna go even further in depth onto his skit, because there's a lot of, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of stuff on there that is some good talking points. There's a lot of funny stuff. I felt like there's some stuff that was either a little flat or just outright just inappropriate. But
yeah, but still, it's inappropriate. But it's also, he's a comedian, so there's like stuff that he says that I don't agree with. Especially like some of the COVID stuff. Like, I don't agree with it. But
yeah,
he's making a joke. So
yeah, there's stuff. I'm not gonna sit here and write a huge paragraph and be like, oh, cancel David. And he talks about cancel culture and him almost being canceled, and he goes into a lot of stuff in his special. So I think it'll have some great talking points for next week. Hopefully we'll have Prodigy and Stitch on next week so we can go more in depth.
It's crazy. Dave Chappelle isn't that much older than us. He's 48 right now, or he just turned 48.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think the difference between like Dave Chappelle's comedy and like me not agreeing with some of the stuff that he says, it's fine. But I think there's some comedians that they will disparage groups on purpose, and I don't think, at least in my opinion, the stuff that he talks about, he's not really trying to disparage most people that he's talking about. Like he'll come out clean and say, he'll disparage like white people and like some other and like certain kinds of people, but it's not. You gotta watch it to like watch a special to really understand like what he's talking about. Because I think people are just they're just reading these headlines and they're being like, it's just they don't actually consume like any form of his like media, so they don't really get like what he's talking about. But it's easy for you to read like one of his jokes like kind of out of context, and like it's offensive. It's out of context. Sometimes even in context it's offensive, but he tries to break it down in a way to like make people understand. But at the same time, it's like, do you really need to like break it down on that level in a comedy show for people? Like, I don't know, it's like I felt like on some level he had to like kind of, how do I put it? I don't think you should feel the need to backtrack if your jokes are working. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't feel the need to like backtrack on shit.
Yeah, I mean it's your material. I mean he knows that he can take it way too far.
Yeah.
And I think there's some stuff that he's just like, well, I'm not going to say this and I'm not going to do that, but I am going to, poke fun at people that are coming after me that want to cancel me. So I'm going to kind of go for them. And he talks about, I don't know if these are real experiences or if they're comedy bits, but people that come up to him and, and something happens because he said something to him, or someone is like, oh, you're insensitive or you did this. And then he retorts back to them. That could be all made up comedy shit. I don't know. I wasn't there. Yeah. So it's hard to say, but when you can tell at the end of his show, he's pretty heartfelt about his stance on stuff. And then he talks about turf, which I had no idea what the hell that was. I was like, what the hell is turf?
Trans exclusionary radical feminist, but I knew about it before the show.
I know, I never heard of that shit. But I mean, watch the show, formulate your own opinion and whatnot, and then get back to us next week, and we'll have a discussion. Be a part of the discussion.
All right, where do I go to next?
We haven't talked about any of the What If episodes in a while.
No, we haven't, and it just ended today. Today's the last episode.
Yeah. I hate that they have it on Wednesdays. Like, don't they know we podcast? Like, they have this on fucking Friday.
Oh, that's so good. Well, what did we even leave off last time? I know we talked about the zombies.
Yeah, the zombie was like the second or third one. I gotta look.
No, zombie was like the fifth or sixth one. Because after watching the anthology, I was thinking that these weren't going to cross over. Oh, we didn't talk about Party Thor.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty awesome.
So first one was Captain Carter. Then we talked about T'Challa as Star-Lord, and then the loss of the mightiest hero. That's where Ant-Man was going around fucking killing people. Hank Pym, he was sad about his daughter. Then we had did we talk about the Doctor Strange one?
Yeah, we talked about Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what that. Yeah, fight is a zombie.
So we didn't talk about Killmonger. That's what we did not talk about. That's probably where we.
That was a good episode. Where Killmonger rescued Tony Stark.
Yeah, that's probably where we left off.
Yeah.
Let's just break that one down.
Yeah, so pretty much the MCU started with Tony and becoming Iron Man, but it's like, what if he didn't get captured by the 10 rings or whatever. It was the 10 rings that captured him, right? Yeah.
It is the 10 rings.
Because he
But they didn't.
Killmonger actually mentioned that
they
too.
Didn't, they didn't go by the 10 rings, even though their symbolism is there. The 10
Yeah.
rings are behind them. So.
But Killmonger saves Tony, and they become fucking best friend. He's basically his new roadie, and and
Yeah.
like he helps Tony like figure out that like such and such is the reason why he was like being attacked in the first place. So that kind of all wraps up. So Tony never really becomes Iron Man, and
Nope.
but I think he still does like technology stuff, doesn't he? I can't remember.
He does.
Okay,
So
still.
he does. He builds a suit, but it's because Killmonger's influence.
That's
He
right.
adds Killmonger. So he replaces Happy with Killmonger.
Mm-hmm.
So Killmonger's like his lead, security guy, but he's an army guy. So they basically build like an army of suits, but then they like.
But these suits are kind of like what was it the Hammer Corporation built?
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of like the Hammer Technologies, I think.
Hammer Tech, yeah.
And then, but the thing is, they used. They thought they ran out of vibranium from Captain Britain's shield, or Captain America. I don't even know.
I think in this universe, Captain America was still.
But Killmonger had vibranium on his neck. He had his father's ring.
That's true.
So they used some of that to build like crazy tech. But then Killmonger, who's smart, brings in like a Trojan horse into the network because he builds his own like networking system, and then Tony integrates it.
Yeah.
But then like there's some things that are happening that Tony suspects, and then when he confronts Killmonger about it, he exposes him, and they get into a fight, and then Killmonger kills Tony Stark.
Yeah, but like by him killing Tony Stark, like the government basically sees all of Stark Industries like technology to continue building out these robots because they said that it was Wakanda that killed Tony because there was a Dora
Milaje.
Yeah, because one of their spears was what killed Tony. But like Killmonger, he goes. Actually, it's not even Killmonger. I think it was Rhodey that went, but like they went to go meet up with Homeboy to get some vibranium.
Rhodey and Killmonger meet up with Claw.
Yeah, Claw.
To get vibranium, but it was a setup because and then Black Panther shows up, and then like Killmonger had a little trap. He sets a trap. He kills like
all people.
he kills Black Panther. He kills Rhodey, and then he kills Claw. So like he kills Rhodey with the Dora Milaje spear. But he really used Stark technology. So the 2008 Iron Man, there's this like sonic emitters that renders you immobile. So they use that in the film, and in this What If, Killmonger gets that tech and he uses it on them. He uses it to kill. Yeah. He uses it to kill Black Panther.
Yeah, the CEO guy of Tony Stark.
Obadiah Stane.
Yeah, he's the one that used that paralyzing thing on Tony.
But then Obadiah's kicked out by Killmonger. Killmonger exposes
arrested
him.
Or whatever.
Yeah, he's arrested because Killmonger exposes him having a plot to take over Stark Industries. Yeah. So he's out of the way.
Hold on,
and then
can I just talk about like real quick that whole part with like using the Sonic thing on Black Panther? That wouldn't have worked.
We're just talking about it right now.
Oh, yeah. There's a few plot issues with What If, but it's okay.
Yeah. So you're saying the sonic emitter wouldn't work on
Black Panther? He's literally wearing a suit woven with vibranium, something that literally stops vibrations.
So then, how does he get his ass beat by Man-Ape then?
Is he depowered or whatever?
In the comics, he's beat up by Man-Ape.
I mean, he's beat up all the time, but nobody's hitting him with like a sonic attack like that. I guess the only person that sonic attacks kind of work on him is Claw. That's about it. But
also I know that Siri, like for them to transport like the vibranium material like with the supersonic trains, they use some kind of device to I guess like kind of numbify it so it doesn't fucking like blow up because of all the vibration from the trains.
Yeah, so I guess moving raw vibranium is very volatile, so you have to take special care in moving it. And then refined vibranium is fine. You can use it and make it manual to build weapons, tech, and other industrial uses and electronic uses.
Wait,
So,
did Black Panther have his mask on when
you know what? I don't
Killmonger
remember.
used
thought he
that
did.
thing?
I think he did.
I thought he had it on, then he took it off to show that he was affected by it. I was just like, well, first of all, why are you taking it off? It should be helping you.
But he ends up fucking them up, incapacitating them. He fucks up. He kills Rhodey, kills Claw, kills Black Panther, goes to Wakanda. So like the rest of this kind of plays out like Black Panther, the live action film, where he brings Claw, you know, proves that he's a Wakandan, talks about what happened to his dad, and then he takes the throne. He ends up taking the throne without having to fight, without having to do a rite of passage, or I forgot what they called the ceremony, but then you come to find out, that the army of mechs that they're building, that Stark Industries building through General Ross's order, they're all being controlled through Killmonger. So I'm like, Killmonger just fucking Palpatine this whole shit.
She should have fucked did.
He fucking Palpatine this whole fucking shit. I was like, holy shit. So he incites a war with Wakanda, gets everyone behind him, comes out the hero, and Pepper and Shuri are not, convinced. They believe that he manipulated a lot of shit.
And they were fucking right.
Yeah, it was all bad. So I don't remember what happens at the end of the episode. I just remember like a lot of shit went down.
I think Pepper and Shuri just kind of talk to each
other.
Oh,
they plan together. Yes, they link up and they make an alliance.
Yeah.
Well, Killmonger's like basically wants to rule the world from Wakanda.
Yeah, because I know Tony had figured out that Killmonger had killed everybody in that one raid spot because he was confronting him about it. But I think Pepper somehow came across some other stuff about like
Shuri sent Pepper information about Killmonger, about how he set up everything. So they decide to meet in secret and plan everything. So that was an interesting episode because Michael B. Jordan came back to be Killmonger.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like,
I think that's cool that they were able to do that, to get the actual actors to come back and do the voice work for the characters. Most of them, some of them didn't.
It's called. That's how you snag them in the contract. So when you sign them up with the contract, you're like, hey, we need you to do this project we got working. We need to be in this. We'll add this in.
Yeah, a couple of zeros on that pay.
Yeah, it was his paycheck. Yeah, we'll give you like 0.5% of earnings of whatever we put out or some bullshit. Shit.
I'd do it if I was, an actor. I'd be like, you want me to just voice act? I don't need to do anything else? Okay.
Yeah, right. And if they filmed it during COVID, you're in your closet, like just putting mattresses up and recording on your phone, and then you just send it.
Or you just build an infinity base.
Or that too. So, what was after Killmonger?
It was if Thor was the only son.
Oh, Party Thor. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I mean, it's kind of fucked up, but it's kind of awesome. Like, you destroy a planet by partying too hard.
Well, the planet was gonna die anyway, so
yeah. Well, in his defense, it was a comet. He said it was uninhabited, so he threw a big ass party. They destroyed the comet with the party, but it's just like, holy shit, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Basically a world shattering party. Can you imagine partying that fucking hard? Yeah, like every nation throwing just one big ass party where the world like cracks and then magma comes out of the fucking the earth and just like melts everything. That'd be fucking
I didn't like how they said that Earth was like some low level fucking planet and like we're fucking primitive and shit.
we're always backwater.
Our planet's so bad that there's no reason for Odin to look at us.
Well, the premise of this one was that what if basically Loki wasn't Thor's brother? So,
yeah.
Like if it wasn't.
Which is cool because
if it wasn't raised by Odin.
Yeah. But like there was a lot to it too. Like Thor's just a complete fucking dick, but like he's still like a party animal.
He's a frat boy with fucking powers.
Yeah.
That's literally what he was. I was shocked that Natalie Portman was in this episode. I was like, what?
Yeah, right.
So
she reprises her. Oh, Kat Dennings.
Yeah, she was too. Which is funny because I was listening to Sandman Act 2, and she plays Death in that. So,
No shit.
Oh, no shit.
She's a voice
That's
actor,
awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I got the first one on my.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I have the first one on my. I've actually downloaded it on my phone, or at least for Audible. Audible? Yeah.
Yeah, have fun. It's like the highest production value of any audiobook I've ever listened to. So
Yeah, I remember you
easily.
talking about that.
Yeah.
And I think it was free. I think they had like some promotion where like I think the second one was coming out, and they're like, oh, since you've been a valid customer, like you can download the first one for free. I'm like, sign me up, doc. But yeah, anyways, yeah, Party Thor was cool because they answered one of the questions. It's like, where Loki, like I guess he was considered a runt when Odin found him, and like I always wonder, like, how come he never isn't he a frost giant? Like, shouldn't he be like a fucking giant or whatever? But I'm wondering that since he was taken away from his people, he kind of like stayed a runt because in Thor Only Son, he actually becomes a full size ice giant, which is fucking cool.
But they partied together, which was just as funny. Because
Yeah.
they're like talking trash to each other. They're like, let's just go like throw Mardi Gras beads all over the Eiffel Tower.
But I love how Thor. I think it was Thor or one of them said it, but one of them was like, "Oh, it's my brother from a different mother." Like, like they're basically bro pals.
Big old bro. Instead of them being brothers, they had a bromance.
Yeah.
But it was funny because he meets Jane Foster still, and they still have a relationship. And then like Captain Marvel is called in to stop him from partying. And he's like, dude, you're a party pooper. I'm gonna hit you with my hammer. So you don't break up my party.
I think it was. What the fuck? I guess there was Brie Larson had said earlier that Captain Marvel could lift Thor's hammer because she'd be worthy or not, and this episode kind of proves that she couldn't because Thor places his hammer on her chest and she couldn't get up.
She couldn't get up. Yep, she couldn't pull off. And he knocks her. They beat each other's senses, which is pretty funny because she keeps punching him, and he hits her in the face with the hammer a couple times, sends her into orbit a couple times, but they keep coming back. And then, like, in order to get Thor to stop partying, they have to go to his mom. They go to his mom when she's on some, like, coven retreat.
They pull the ultimate party foul.
Oh yeah, you gotta call the parents. Yeah, and she gives him time too. She's like, all right, once I'm done here, I'm coming over. Everything had better be in order. And he's like, what? And then that's like the worst thing in a party is getting people to help you clean up. Nobody wants to clean up when you're throwing a party. It's your party, your mess. I'm out.
Yeah.
Peace out, man.
I loved it when Natalie Portman's character went to Midgard, and then she got transferred to where the parent was, and the first there's like she's like, oh, are you Thor's mom? And oh, is that Prito? Or like the wine they were drinking, and she's like sitting there like talking to them while she's taking giant fucking sips of wine while she's like talking to her. She got hella fucked up.
She was hella funny. I mean, dude, you're drinking wine with witches and goddesses. Yeah, they're gonna have the finest wine. It's like probably have been drunk off of one sip.
Did it? It was also funny when Odin finally fell asleep. His wife was like, "All right, girls, let's go."
she did. She's like, it's wine time. She literally said, "I'm gonna have time with my girls." Like this happens once every 900 years or some shit. That shit was fucking hilarious. Oh shit, that was great. Cause she tells him it's like fucking, like an 80s film. Like with like Risky Business or like Ferris Bueller, like, hey, we're gonna be gone. Make sure you can't. No parties. She literally says no parties. Make sure everything's in order. He's like, I'm not gonna party. What are you talking about? Goes to Earth and parties his ass off. Fucking hilarious.
And what's crazy is that like they invited like there's hella fucking cameos of other people there. Like we got Core from the second or what was it, the third Thor movie?
Third.
Yeah. We had him. We had I think Bantu was there from Guardians of the Galaxy. There's like he has a cameo in there. We get Kimura. She's in there. She's fucking playing craps on the table, acting like wishing for a new eye or something like that.
Oh, Darcy fucks Howard the Duck.
which is funny because like if you watch the Howard the Duck movie, like he hooks up with a human girl, which is kind of funny. And they actually get married too. They get married by Elvis Presley, which is what you do when you're in Vegas.
Yeah, it's just hella funny. And she gets well. It's funny because she tries to deny it, but then they keep like hooking up.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, Darcy!
And
just throw that thing out there, girl.
What is it? Nick Fury gets he gets fucked up by Core, Like he gets knocked. Also, we get like a cool a little bit of a meme from Thor where he like picks up his wine, do a little cheer thing, kind of representing Leonardo DiCaprio's wine cheers that he does in The Great Gatsby. So there's a scene where Thor's at the top of the stairs and he has like a champagne glass and he does like the whole little cheers forward. And it's almost shot for shot for Leonardo DiCaprio's meme that goes floating around.
That's awesome. Awesome. And then like he basically Thor's trying to like, kind of have a decent relationship with with Jane, and then like he's got to, make amends with his mom, clean up, deal with Shield. Because Shield wants to use nukes on him in the middle of fucking the Arctic. And it's just like, oh, well, we can lose the Arctic. It's fine. We'll just blow the shit up with him along with it. So his mom shows up to stop all that. And they're like, oh, well, I guess a nuclear bomb is not as bad as dealing with his mom.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, holy shit.
He probably would have survived it anyways.
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. He'd probably just knock it with the hammer. Just knock it into space. Be like, oh, there you go. So then the interesting part is at the end when you think everything's all fine and dandy. They cleaned up, most of their party spots. Like there's a rift in the universe, and then you see Ultron in Vision's body with all of the Infinity Stones in his chest.
And basically,
and he has like
that's another
oh yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah,
with a legion of I almost said Doom bots, but no, they're Ultron bots. Shit, I forgot what they called them before. Fuck. But yeah.
But also, another thing that you guys skipped over is that like toward the end we got like Thor and Jane Foster getting like kissing and making out, whatever, not right, and like the Watcher, he's like, oh, I like when stories end happily, and then all of a sudden he's like, wait, what the hell? And he like looks over to his right because he didn't even see this fucking happening. Like he didn't know that Ultron was going to show up all of a sudden, which is like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Like he knows what's going to happen and what has happened, but he didn't see this coming. It's like, whoa, what the hell? And then
the episode after that proves wrong.
Yeah.
Well, this is where it gets interesting because I thought that this was kind of like an anthology what if, because usually in the comics, what ifs are not connected in any way.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, from all the ones that I've read. And the next episode shows that it's not. They're all connected. This is all one big story arc.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So the next episode is when, basically what would happen if Ultron won, and became Vision, and it gets kind of crazy because he gets the Mind Stone, it becomes Vision, and then what is it? Thanos comes to like get the Mind Stone, and then. Or Ultron just one shots, and I'm like, okay, that wouldn't happen.
I know, right? I'm like, that wouldn't happen.
No, he wouldn't have one shot him even as just Thanos. Like, like with just the Mind Stone, that wouldn't have worked at all. But whatever, I'll let it slide because it was an interesting storyline. So he gets all the Infinity Stones, creates his own like Infinity armor,
Continent suit.
Yeah, which is basically like it's funny because Ultron becomes Vision, then gets an Ultron suit. It's like he just kind of Inceptioned himself. It was like one of those Russian egg dolls thing, whatever.
Oh yeah.
The
Russian dolls, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Like, all right. So then he goes.
That was awesome.
He goes on like a rampage, just like killing basically everything, fucks up the whole universe, and then he realizes that somebody's watching him, and so
look at somebody kept fucking talking. Like, come on, man.
So he started
shut up.
He started hearing the Watcher until he goes in between. He goes to where the Watcher is. So this is where there's a huge plot hole, which I actually tweeted about it, about Ultron taking the Infinity Stones outside of his universe. Like if you go outside of the universe, the Infinity Stones will no longer work. This has been talked about multiple times in the comic books, by the Council of Reeds. Been talked about by Black Swan during the Secret Wars. It was talked about in TVA.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was about to say I thought the TVA was going to show up for some reason.
No, yeah, it's just they should have, but yeah, in the TVA, remember he had a whole drawer full of Infinity Stones. They don't work outside the universe that they were created in. So as soon as he went into like the Watcher's realm, which is I found it interesting that they put the Watcher in between like universes and not on the moon. He's supposed to be on the moon, so it's fine though. It's also black, which I thought was awesome. So
Yeah.
So he goes in between realms. Uatu, who's the Watcher's real name, he's taking a beat down from Ultron because he has an oath where basically he's not going to interfere with anything at any time. But he's getting his ass whooped. So he's like, all right, it's time to fight. Like, and he's literally getting his ass whooped through multiple universes.
Yeah, like whole he's getting dimensions. Knocked from one universe to the next.
Yeah, it's all the ones that he's getting knocked through. It's like the Infinity Stones shouldn't work. But anyway, so he decides to like power up and go into the Watcher fighting mode and starts to fight back. It is a pretty epic fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, he decides to flee. He's gonna die, so he leaves, and then at the end he goes back and he goes in between realms and meets up with the evil Doctor Strange.
Yes.
So yeah, because evil Doctor Strange is in his own pocket universe, and it's probably the only universe that Ultron doesn't know about.
I don't know. He seems to know about all the universes now. So.
But then Doctor Strange was like, "Look, I want you to get on your knees.
Yeah, bend the knee."
He's like, "Tell me how much you want this." That's basically what he did. He was like, "I want you to tell me." Like, he's like, "I need your help."
Yeah, it's funny because the Watcher's like, "You're gonna make me say it, huh?" He's like, yeah, I just want to hear it. I want to hear you say it, just this one time. Just do it once. I just want to hear it. I was like, "Oh shit!" But he feels like super humiliated. He's like, "I need your help." He's like, "Yeah, that's right."
One of my favorite shots from the episode we're on right now, episode 9, is when Hawkeye and Scarlet or Black Widow when they're
yeah, my bad.
Yeah, the scene where they like find the
Armin Zola.
Yeah, Armin Zola, and the scene where they're leaving, they're coming outside of the bunker, or whatever, and the scene where Hawkeye is falling down into all the Ultrons that are coming up. Like, that scene was fucking like that was a really great fucking shot. Like, that animation just looked fucking cool. But like, it's almost a reverse of like what happened with the Soul Stone, where Black Widow, she killed herself so everybody else could live, and in this one we have Hawkeye killing himself so that Scarlett Johansson so Black Widow can get away.
But it's not just that. He sacrifices himself so that she can save nobody of the world. Yeah, I'm about to say there's not too many people left. Yeah. Well, they want to stop Ultron. They're using Armin Zola as a virus. And Armin Zola is all about it, which I thought was hella funny because he's just like, "Ooh, this is great." So they infect a Ultron bot with Armin Zola. So then he gains functionality, but he can't get to the hive mind. He's like, "Well, Ultron's not on this universe." Like, what?
Before they even they installed him into one of the Ultron bots, the first thing they do is fucking decapitate or take off his goddamn legs, because that fucker was gonna go on a killing spree if he was fully functional.
Oh, or taken off. Yeah, he just would have took off.
Like, peace.
This is my world. This is my world. I have a body now.
I'm out here.
Yeah. So that's where. Well, the current episode is out now, which I can say this episode connects with the last week's episode, which I got to say is a pretty epic episode. I really liked it. But we have to wait till next week, because I don't think I take it, Cronus, you haven't watched it yet.
I can't watch it until Friday, probably.
That's fine.
So, one thing that's interesting is that there's actually a missing episode out there, which I guess we're gonna get in season 2, but we don't get a Gamora story, and so in the trailers and stuff, you see Gamora in fucking Thanos' armor, and she's got his fucking cool ass double-sided sword, but we don't have a story for her. But there was supposed to be 10 episodes for this series, but because of COVID and stuff like that, they decided to chop it to 9, which doesn't make any fucking sense. But so probably season 2 we'll probably find out exactly what happened with Gamora. And
so wait, have you seen the last episode?
Yeah, I have. I'm trying not to spoil it.
Okay. I have not, so definitely don't spoil it.
Yeah, I also know it was a fun episode. I liked it a lot.
It was great. Kind of jumping back to the Ultron one, we got to see Ultron fight against Brie Larson's character, Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah, and he fucks her up too.
He fucks her up.
I mean, she put up a good fight, but he sends her to the core of the planet and disintegrates her.
And he's like, he's all that. that's all you got, and fucking just blew up the whole fucking world.
Yeah, that was crazy. But then all the worlds that we've seen in the MCU, like Ultron literally hop, skips, and jumps, shows up, punches a few people, then the whole planet explodes. Then he goes hop, skip, jump, another planet. He punches a bunch of people, disintegrates a bunch of people, and then like it pulls out. You see the planet, and the planet blows up. He even destroys Ego. He goes to Ego, and he fucks up Ego. I was just like, what the fuck? That shit was crazy.
But yeah,
there was a lot of fun.
The one I dropped today was fucking great. It was a good end to this first season.
I want to wait until we've all seen it for next week and then try to give an overall for the series. Did y'all get a chance to finish Star Wars Visions?
I'm on the last couple episodes. They're kind of hit or miss. Some of them are really good. Some of them are just
Like
exactly. The Ninth Jedi one was really good.
That's the one.
That was my favorite.
That seems to be everybody's favorite. I don't know if you've watched The Elder.
Not
I think that's what it's called.
I'm on the one that's like basically Astro Boy.
Oh, the Astro Boy, yeah.
That was kind of.
I mean,
I thought that was more like Mega Man.
Yeah, so I feel like for the younger kids, that's a great episode. But if you're like us, old school fans, you're just like, skip. It's not.
I might have been a children, but I had never been no boy.
Right.
Well, I feel like that episode was a nod to like Luke Skywalker becoming a Jedi. Like,
of course.
He was like, he was fixing things and blah 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 going around there, and he was trying to become a Jedi. And he was trying to find just especially the end. But I think that's like a classic thing with the Star Wars franchise where they end with like the person looking off at two fucking suns or some shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, but still, I mean, there's a lot of, as you say, Mega Man and Astro Boy like stuff in it. So I think you're on the last two episodes.
Yeah, the first episode too was like, that was a great start where there were like samurais and shit. I was like, God.
Yeah, the duel. Yeah, that was a good one. The twins, I was like, oh, this is interesting. It wasn't my favorite, but I thought it was an interesting like interpretation. I didn't care for Tatooine Rhapsody. I think it's mainly because of the song, because I thought the song sucked.
Yeah,
this one sucks. Like y'all, I felt like maybe get a group that can actually kind of sing. I don't know. The group could have been famous, and maybe they're popular somewhere else or other circles. I didn't care for it. I did like Boba Fett though. I like Boba Fett in that episode.
I really like the Loop and Ocho, the one with the cat girl or the rabbit girl. I thought it was kind of cool, especially when the father.
That's the last episode.
Yeah. Especially with the father and the fucking dope ass fucking samurai lightsaber.
Yeah, but that seems to be an overall theme, and like almost everyone had a katana lightsaber almost. But yeah, I'm obviously there's going to be a season 2 with Visions. There's going to be a season 2 with What If. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great. We probably won't see it until the end of 2022, but it's perfectly fine by me.
Can you believe 2021 is almost fucking over?
Yeah.
I want to say I'm looking forward to 2022, but it could just be fucking COVID-20 or COVID-21. I don't fucking know.
It'll be COVID season 3.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking forward to it. Like, it's something terrible again.
So for anybody listening to the podcast right now, the last 2 episodes, we didn't talk about COVID whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, the topic never fucking came up, which was probably a fresher breath of air for everybody, but, it's still fucking out there, and people are still being fucking dumb.
But at least California, the numbers are looking pretty good in California. But, like, we're super low with
compared to everybody else.
Yeah, people make fun of us for being in lockdown. I'm like, okay.
Well, you can't go out and party. Oh, fucking, we don't want to die. But I guess with the Pfizer vaccine, there's like I guess people need to get a booster shot for that one.
Yeah, Kamek already got her. She got hers a while back, but yeah, she got her booster. When it's available for me, I'll give my booster. And then whenever the kids that's the main thing for me is right now is the kids. Because, I mean, that's what's keeping us mostly locked down at this point, even though she goes to school. But, they have, COVID protocols at school. But once the kids can get vaccinated, then I'll be more willing to kind of get out there. So, I mean, if I was single, I'd probably already be out there. But, I'm not. So, there's that.
What was I gonna say? So Blue, you're 30 Days of Halloween. Are we waiting on Prodigy? Because he couldn't be on tonight. Oh, we didn't even talk about because Prodigy. I mean,
Yeah, wait on Prodigy because I don't have any input on this subject at all because I don't watch horror movies.
You know,
that's fine.
I was actually thinking.
I was gonna say. Oh, go ahead. Well, I was gonna say really quick. So Prodigy's prime suspect on why Facebook was down, laying low, and then Stitch is brooding on a gargoyle again somewhere. So we haven't found him yet, but he's out there
finding people fell in this fucking city.
Yeah.
Well, I was kind of thinking about like since Kronos isn't really into horror movie, we're gonna open it up to people that's in their Discord group. We'll ask them what's their favorite movies, and we'll throw their names on the list.
All right. Well,
be fair.
Give it a time limit so we can do this on. Yeah. So there you go.
Let's do it. I'll post it up there today, and then we'll have the full list next week, and then we can go over it.
All right. So y'all have a week. Y'all have until next Wednesday. So if you want to be a part of this, you have a short time list. So people who are listening to this in 2025, it's over now. Go fuck yourself. So go to our Discord, email us at bthanbti@gmail.com, bthanbti, and then we'll give you the info on how to get to the Discord, and then you can be a part of this. And we're going to do this. You have a week. So next Wednesday, we're going to do our 30 days of October type thing. Top 6, your top 6 scariest. So, Blue, you need to clarify your rules. I put today, you didn't say no duplicates, because
it's kind of fucking obvious.
No.
You can't have 30 days of movies and have 2 movies be the same.
But we all get 6. We all get 6, and then why would they not be the same? Some of the same movies affected people the same way. So
nah, can't be duplicates.
So
the whole reason for the list is for people to watch these movies every day. Because that's what the Sweetness and I, what we do for October is we'll watch a scary movie, horror movie, or Halloween themed movie every day of the month of October.
So before you put this on Discord, you need to modify your rules.
I think there should be duplicates, but if there are, then just make it like what was the number 1 movie that everybody liked? What was consensus like the number 1?
Well, no. So this list isn't like favorite movies and blah blah blah. It's making a list of 30 movies that people should watch through the month of October for Halloween.
So that's why I'm saying you need to modify.
Yeah, there's only so many movies, man.
I know, but like that includes like TV shows, horror movies.
It does say shows, yeah.
It also anything that you think is scary. Like one of the movies I have on there isn't really a horror movie, but it scared me as a fucking kid. Like Arachnophobia, that's a horror movie, but it's
yeah. Some people are terrified of spiders. I get it.
I mean, what is it? We know that Prodigy is afraid of clowns, so he might not like.
Oh, he probably doesn't like. He doesn't like it for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. But there's also like the killer clowns from outer space. Like that's another good one.
Yeah, but that's more of a comedy.
That shit was hilarious, man.
Yeah, it's more of a. It's more of a. Even though people get fucked up, it's like kind of on the lines. It's not as gory as Evil Dead, but it kind of has the same kind of feel.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. This shit's just fucking ridiculous when I watched it recently.
It is. I mean, they grew titties. Like 2 of the clowns sat there and their titties like went from like double D to like Triple H.
And then like you can throw anime on the list too. Like, is there any anime horror movies that are out there? Because like I know some of the J horror movies are really good. Some of the Korean horror movies are fucking excellent too. So if any of those you think are great, like throw those motherfuckers on the list.
Like The Grudge and
True.
Yeah, so like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's only one I need to edit though, but I mean. I still think there should be duplicates, but we're only getting 6, and there's a lot of good horror out there.
Yeah,
Matt from Puric Live, he actually has a huge list. So I don't know if y'all noticed, but Matt's not on Facebook anymore. He's been off for a while. No, he's not on Facebook. It's only Becky.
I mean,
he took his Facebook down.
I can understand. I mean, Facebook has been becoming more and more of like a kind of a shit show.
Yeah, kind of like Twitter.
I mean, honestly, Twitter's not that bad. I think the problem with Facebook is that people just like So in my view, if you're on Facebook, you should be sharing stuff with your friends, like your opinions and like talking about your day, stuff like that. But if you're literally just reposting like really hateful, like unresearched, like memes and pictures and stuff, like not putting your opinion out there, or just if you do have an opinion, it's like super negative and hateful on various groups. It's like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, is that really the point of Facebook? Is it just put out hateful shit all day? Like most of these people that these kind of people that I'm talking about, they're basically like Russian troll bots and they don't even know it. And it's when I go through there and I go through my feed, I'm just like, I get angry about it. It's like, you know what? It's not worth it anymore. I'm just unfriending people that are like that. Like if 90% of your feed is something where you don't actually put in any input or give me your opinion, or if your input is something super negative, about just disparaging people, then you're just a negative fuck. Like I don't need that nonsense in my life. So if that's one of the reasons why I went off Facebook, I could totally understand. Because for a lot of people, like I think KMX, she's almost done with Facebook too, because you have to interact with these people that are just they would say just the most vile shit.
Yeah.
And it's like people that I knew, and it's like that's not you in person. You know what I mean?
And like that's kind of what the whistleblower talked about. How like the Facebook algorithm, it pretty much promotes that shit. Like it puts into your feed because people click more when they see some shit that angers them, so they can voice their fucking opinion. Whereas there's something like a cute fucking puppy dog that probably just gets a like and a thumbs up or something. People keep on going.
Yeah, and the problem is like you shouldn't need to like censor stuff like that, but it's like at the same time it's like I don't want to fucking see it. It's just because it's like a vortex of suck. And it's like it's not fun, like we're not interacting on some meaningful level at all. You're just spitting out hate, and it's like, is that really what social media should be used for? Is just spitting out a bunch of hate? And if that's you, if you're just a hateful person, then maybe you shouldn't be using social media. Maybe you should figure out why the fuck you're so hateful and fix it. But
nah, they're just gonna find other social medias where more hateful people are, like Parler or whatever.
Or they'll go ahead and create their own and not allow you to comment whatsoever.
I really do think that the algorithms did fuck shit up, because I mean we've had social media for a long time. People just don't realize it. I mean, social media was basically AOL back in like the mid '90s, like when we had chat rooms. That was social media, but you didn't have like super hateful stuff like this prevalent like at all back then. It's mostly like age, sex, location. What's going on, y'all? Like you would just bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like everybody's trying to connect with the world. Like, oh shit, you're from Texas? Like, I've never been to Texas. Like,
yeah,
the internet make the world smaller, but fucking like social media now just made idiots bigger or something. I don't know.
When I was in back then, instead of AOL, I was on Yahoo chats, and there was a lot. It was just like a lot of people just saying a bunch of shit all at once, like as much inappropriate, racial, disparaging shit as all as they could, and they would jump from room to room and say it. And then like they had some moderators, so if a moderator would catch you, you'd be banned for like a few hours, sometimes permanently, depending on what you're doing. But they just create a new account because it's free and just jump in the chat and just say more bullshit. So,
yeah, but now, I mean those are obvious trolls. But I mean now I have it where like people that I know, like in real life, like they just post just a bunch of hateful shit. And it's just like you're not anonymous, first of all. Like I know exactly who you are. And you're posting all this like hateful shit. Like a lot of it is super racist. And if you say anything about like it's racist at all, they're just like, oh, you're being too sensitive. I'm like, no, you're actually being a racist. Like you're posting if you don't realize that it's racist, I can break it down for you. And then they don't want to engage. They don't want to actually engage in the conversation on stuff like that, or anything that's like difficult to talk about. And it's like, I don't understand like what is the point of them being on these platforms? Like what are they trying to accomplish? They're obviously not looking for any kind of meaningful conversation at all. So yeah, I mean I think that there does need to be like sweeping changes with Facebook and probably like Twitter too. But Twitter to me it doesn't seem that bad, only because it's easy for me to like filter out shit.
Yeah, and same with like YouTube, because I guess YouTube their whole algorithm isn't. I mean, because we get censored for shit too, but like I guess recently they closed a bunch of fake accounts that were made out there. Like I think there was like a Fox News Fox News Authority, I think was the name of the YouTube channel, and it was marked with the little blue checkbox or whatever it's for. What I think it was called.
Oh, when you're like verified.
Yeah, it was verified. It was a verified account, and like they were spewing like stupid fucking nonsense.
So to be verified, it's actually not that hard.
Oh, we're not verified.
Yeah, but you have to just go through the step. Apparently, it's you just have to wait for them to like respond to be verified. Because some people get it. It's weird because some people get it earlier than others, even though they don't really have a huge fan base. Versus people who've been on for years, they still don't get verified. So it's like fucking weird.
I think you have to have 100,000 subs, usually.
Yeah, but there's some that did not have that and they still get verified.
It's pretty rare, but yeah, it's usually 100,000 subs, which is it's a lot. We're nowhere near that, so.
No, but we're working on it. So.
Yeah, people need to start grabbing other people's phones to just start fucking.
All about that shit. All right, we're reaching close to the red line. Do we want to wrap this up or do we want to keep this going?
Quick thing, just an update on my Sober October. I started last Friday last Friday. Yeah, it's been interesting. This has been the most interesting Sober October I've done so far. I dropped everything, including caffeine. So, yeah, it was interesting to like work out because I'm used to taking pre-workouts before I work out. So, one thing I noticed is that I'm sleeping better. Finally, I usually, it's weird because I always thought that I slept okay, even though I sleep really light. Like I track my sleep too with like I have a Garmin watch and I have Garmin Connect to like track everything. And I think there's sometimes where people don't know like their baseline sucks. You know, just like your baseline of like where you're at. Like just imagine if you were in constant pain and you just got used to it and that was like your baseline. And then all of a sudden like you took some of that pain away. It's like, oh, this is how you're supposed to feel all the time. Like that's kind of like how my sleep was. And it's just like, oh, like I usually never get deep sleep at all. And for the first time since I've had like my Garmin watch, I finally got deep sleep of more than 23 minutes. So
holy shit.
Yeah, like the other day, it was like 2 days ago, I got almost an hour and 20 minutes of deep sleep. I was like, wow. And I felt it in the morning. I was like, oh, this is nice. And like my overall stress levels, because it tracks my stress, has gone down dramatically. That's nice. I mean, I feel fine, you know, clear-headed. I was doing some easy workouts, and now I'm kind of ramping it up. I still feel okay, you know. I don't miss booze. I mean, I'm definitely going to go back to drinking, so when it's over. But it's been kind of nice. The sleep thing was nice because before, like my previous ones, like I knew my sleep kind of was like I sleep light and without drinking or melatonin or something like that. I would find it hard to fall asleep. But this time I was like, you know what? I'm just not even gonna think about it. I'm not gonna think about taking melatonin or anything else. And I know why I have bad sleep patterns now, and I just thought about like how to fix them, and that definitely helped me like sleep better. Because that's my only main concern with Sober October is like my sleep. So, but
it seems like Sober October is helping your sleep, so that's a plus. That's great. So having good sleep is.
So there's this app that the Sweetness turned me on to. It's a meditation app, and like it's made by UCLA, I believe. And every time the school, they made this app. Let me see what it's called. But so basically, like she turned me on to this. It's called UCLA Mindful, and it's basically a meditating app where it helps you kind of meditate or whatever. And one of them on there is to help you sleep. I cannot get through like maybe the first minute of it. Like I'm out.
What is it? What's it called again?
It's called UCLA Mindful. And like it like the person on the thing, like they tell you these steps that you go through, and like I can never get past this one step. If it after that one step, I'm just out like a light. Like I don't even remember. I don't even know how long it goes. Maybe she might stop talking. I don't even know. I just knock out because usually I have trouble sleeping because I need to have like something to keep my mind from overthinking. And like usually I have like I don't know. I watch like old school cartoons like that. Really helps me fall asleep. Like I watch like old school Spider-Man. Fucking. I watch. I started watching Trigun. The anime because that's on Hulu right now, but like there's too much action in that and it keeps me awake because I just want to watch to see what the fuck's gonna happen. But like there's a lot of old school like Sonic, like the old school Sonic cartoons, like that one really helps me sleep. Like I don't know why it's stupid. and it doesn't matter. It's just like there's just it's just sounds in the background that help you fall asleep. But with this meditation one, man, I just knock out quick.
I do meditation sometimes with like the Peloton has pretty good meditation, and I have like another thing to help me sleep. I haven't used it in a while though, but I started using like you know what a Shakti mat is. It looks
I
like
know Shakti, the rapper.
Shakti. It's like SHAKTI. Shakti. Yeah, it looks like a bed of nails kind of.
Oh,
It's pretty
yeah,
crazy. It's like a
absolutely.
bunch of pokey things.
Yeah.
So I was using that. I started using that like when I'm in bed for like 30 minutes, and then I go to bed. It's kind of nice. Makes me relax. I'll listen to like a book while laying on this torture device. Looks like a torture device, but it's not. And yeah, it definitely helps me relax. And the other day, it was like 2 days after I did Sober October. I was so fucking thirsty, so thirsty. Like I was drinking so much water, it was insane. So yeah, but now I'm back to normal with water.
Has anybody joined you with it? Like, have you anybody from the community?
Not from our community, no. They're all just deviants, so it's fine.
Deviants.
Be serious. It's all good. No, I've had some people I think do it with me on Facebook. I know some people tried it for like a day or two, and they're like, "No, that ain't me." So,
Man, it's hard. It's not easy because like I know when I did it for a while, like because of my DUI, the reason why I had to do it because I had an ankle monitor on. But like it's hard because everywhere you go, like you're bombarded with alcohol. Like when you look at when you go out to eat, I mean you can't do it right now with the pandemic, but when you go out to eat, like the first couple of pages in the menu is just drinks.
yeah.
And like the waiter actually even too is like, oh hey, this is our special drink of the day, or the drinks are in the front. Like that's just how it is. It's crazy. And like if you go to a party and if you're not drinking, people are like, oh, why aren't you drinking? And like you have to like, well, I had to come up with an excuse because I want people to know I had a ankle monitor on. Like, oh no, I'm taking medication that doesn't mix well with alcohol or something like that. Like, yeah, I had to have an excuse for people to like not basically peer pressure me into drinking or something like that. It's hard not to drink. It's
I think it can
it's such
be.
an unbeat drinking to be drunk.
I think it can be. Well, it's weird to break social norms, and
Yeah.
one thing for me, like I started doing intermittent fasting like years ago, and I do it every day, and it's just normal now. So if I go somewhere, people know like if it's before like 2 o'clock, I'm definitely not. I mean, like, it has to be a real fucking special occasion for me to eat before 2 o'clock. I maybe do it once, maybe twice a year, and that's it. And it's just for like maybe my birthday, and maybe Christmas, maybe. But usually I don't, and it became like socially awkward for like me and K-Mac for a while, and like other people, where she wants breakfast. I'm like, you can eat breakfast. I don't care. Like, go eat. But people get self-conscious when you're not eating with them. They're just like, why aren't you eating? I'm like, well, I don't eat this early, and it's just like they get weird about it. I'm just like, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like I'm doing me. You do you. So,
Oh well.
I'm not
I
judging
faced
you.
that kind
Eat your breakfast.
I faced that scrutiny like forever because I'm not a drinker. I don't drink, and so all the situations that Blues talked about, I've had to deal with. Why aren't you drinking? I'm like, well, I'm not a drinker. Like, you guys can drink and have fun, get plastered, and fuck up, and make life choices you might want to question in the next morning, but that's not me. I mean, now with last year is probably the most I've ever drank in my entire life, and that was like maybe one drink a night.
Oh,
And yeah, and then like I even went to Vegas. I didn't even drink that much when I was in Vegas, and when I did, I was like, "This is designed to get you fucked up." Because I ordered a daiquiri from like Fat Tuesday. I'm like, "This is super sugary, and it has hella alcohol." And I drank half of it. I'm like, if I finish this, I'm gonna be all fucked up, and I'm probably gonna feel like shit. So I didn't even finish it, but I had a couple. I think I had like one or two more drinks, but those are drinks that I actually finished because they're expensive. But normally, it's just been like a life choice for me, and drinking has actually been harder for me because I have to make a decision. Like, I need to hit my limit, and I have a limit for based on the situation on when I'm going to drink, and then. When I stop, people freak out. They're like, "Oh, how come you're not drinking anymore?" I'm all, "Do you have to drive home?" Yes, I usually drive home, but I usually get to a point where I'm cool, and then I just stop and keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Like, y'all can get fucked up all you want. I'm not gonna judge you if you wake up in your own puke. I may laugh, but that's about it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna do me. So.
Do you?
So there you go.
All right, we can wrap it up now.
All right, Blue. What you got going on this weekend? What you looking for, Jack? Jerking off to?
Oh man. So everybody knows I have a little son. He's gonna be 7 months soon, and probably like 10 days, 11 days he'll be 7 months. But he actually it's his little tooth is popping out. He's getting his first little tooth.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's fucking crazy because like he's eating solids and stuff now too, and like he's getting those real fucking poops now.
Real dookies.
They're real fucking dude. They're not just fucking water anymore. They're fucking grown man turds. And it's funny because like you think pooping would be easy, like it's just something that would come natural, but he like most babies struggle with it, so he'll like grunt and strain. But like I read a book or audio book I was listening to where like babies they basically tense up as they're pushing, so it makes it harder for them to go. So they have to like learn that fucking balance. But like yeah, he's definitely
You have to help him.
grunting and stuff, huh?
Have you had to help him? Have you had to help him poop yet? Do you like the leg thing?
When he was little, I did that like the whole little pedal thing, but I haven't done it since he's older. But like, I'll help him like I'll hold him like he likes to stand when he does it. Like he likes to stand up, so I'll hold him up while he does it. And he'll like, it's so fucking funny.
Riley would do that like when she learned how to walk. She would walk into a corner and then poop. Obviously, she had a diaper on. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I get it, but it's
Yeah.
still, that's
Just like a
awesome.
poop recorder. But yeah, so yeah, like he's eating solids and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. So we're introducing him to like real food. I feel like a gourmet chef when I'm like making him food because we do what's called baby led weaning, and basically what you do is you cut the food into like finger foods. So like for like a sweet potato, you'll steam it and you cut it into pieces where the baby can actually grab it and hold it in his mouth and actually feed himself. And he hates when you feed him. Like he wants to do it himself, which is kind of cool, crazy. But like every now and then we'll give him praise too, and like he likes to hold the spoon himself. And if you don't let him hold the spoon, he gets so mad and frustrated. It's like, okay, kid, like here you go, like just take it. And it's interesting because like his grandmother was feeding him, and he just kept like kind of losing his shit because he wanted to hold the spoon, but then like the grandmother didn't want she didn't want him to like the food to go to waste because he'd be like, I mean he'll get some of it in his mouth, but most of it's like on his face. But like he's learning. His aim isn't there yet, but he's figuring it out.
We would do
But no, it just
the 2-spoon trick where you let him hold the spoon and then you just feed him anyway.
well, so okay, so that works and not works because he'll drop the other spoon and reach for the spoon that's in your hand.
Damn it, you can't trick.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he's fucking.
He's all, I see what you're doing. You got a better spoon than me. Give me that.
No, because I tried doing that. Like I'll give him a spoon and then like I'll have the next spoon ready with food, but he'll just drop that spoon and like one that's in my hand. So it's interesting. But yeah, just just him just slowly growing. Like he's in daycare right now, and like he seems to be having fun with that. Like every time I pick him up, he's happy and cheery, and when I drop him off, he's always happy. But we're gonna try to move him into his own room soon, because sleep is critical in his family since we're all going back to work. So I have to like kind of clean out the garage this weekend so that we can move the sweetness and stuff from her room, from her she shack into the garage, and then move Sebi's stuff into his room. But yeah, other than that, I started playing Kina on the PS5. And so far, the game is fucking great. You're like Kron said, you're basically playing a Pixar movie, and it's really cool. And like the visual effects. And one thing I had issues with was with the controls, because I'm not used to having like the triggers be like your action, like your attacks and stuff like that. And I know you can change it in the commands, but I'm like, I don't want to fuck things up like later on down the road. Like I need to do something and like everything's kind of thrown off. But I'm just trying to get adjusted to it. But so far, I'm liking it. It's a lot of fun.
There's one thing I don't like. Well, there's two things I don't like. The main one though is the double jump. I don't like the mechanic of it.
Yeah, it's weird.
When you double jump, you kind of like you lose momentum, and it's like why did they do that?
Yeah, like if you're jumping forward, you kind of like jump forward, but then you up jump or something like that.
It's weird. I wish they would fix that mechanic. It's a small complaint though. And then also, when you're playing on hard, like dodging becomes like a real big deal, especially on boss battles. And sometimes if you don't double dodge, it's a problem. So like, there's like the hitbox area is like really wide for some of the bosses, and so if you dodge once, you think you're out of the way, but like you're not invincible for long enough. After the dodge, you have to double dodge, and it's like you should only have to dodge once, but they're two very minor complaints. But other than that, the games they're really fun. I love when you pull the trigger for the feel that you have with the trigger when you're pulling the arrow back. Have you gotten the arrow the bow?
No, I'm only in the first world. Like I'm still with the fox, the little kids in the beginning.
Oh, okay. Well, when you get the bow, you can like feel the tension on the string.
Oh, that's
it's
cool.
Really like on the trigger. It's really cool.
You know, it's interesting with the PlayStation because I like turn my PlayStation 5 on for the first time in like maybe a month or two, and I think it's cool that the controllers get updated too. And it's not just firmware updates; like they're actually like I don't know, like system updates on the controllers.
Yeah, they update it quite frequently actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so does like so does OS and the games. The games get updated all the time. It's crazy.
So, Cronus, what you got going on this weekend?
Still staying sober, like a simp, but it's all good. It's fun, sort of, I guess. I'm finding new things to do on my Thursday and Friday now that Riley is in kindergarten. So she's in kindergarten Monday through Friday, like 8:30 to like 5:30. So it's a lot like a goddamn work day.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a job.
Yeah, so on Thursdays and Fridays now, I'm like, I got a whole day now. I can't work out all day, so what am I gonna do? So yeah, I got to figure out like what to do on my days off now that I have them back. But it's also sad because I miss her. So other than that, I don't know. Looking forward to getting out sometime soon. I hope November is next month, which is Riley's birthday, and later on this month is my oldest daughter's birthday, which is kind of cool. But I won't be able to see her. But I'll be able to see my brother next month for Thanksgiving, which I'm really looking forward to because I haven't seen him in a long time.
I love Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and I get to go see Prodigy again because they live near the same area or in the same area. So yeah, hopefully I'll do a podcast and we'll be together again. So yeah, that's all I got. Go ahead, Ninja.
Right on, for sure. For me, I am going to be jumping on this Battlefield 2042 beta.
Last day's today, right?
No, so early access was yesterday, and then the beta opens for everyone Friday. So on Friday it's open for everyone. It's only for 48 hours, I guess. But if you pre-order the game, then you can play now, and you can play from Tuesday to Sunday or Monday, I guess. And then everyone else, you just have to play Friday to Sunday. So I'm just going to do the Friday to Sunday. I'm not going to do a digital copy of the game or whatever. I'm just going to I already pre-downloaded. So you can download the demo already. You can watch people on Twitch, which we've been kind of dry on Twitch recently. So I'm going to try to do the beta this weekend on Twitch. I'm going to try to put as much of it as I can out there. So I'm looking forward to this game. I'm hoping it's good. I've seen some people play. They look like they're having a lot of fun. It looks like it's there's a lot of stuff in there. There's like a grappling hook that you can use in the game, but it looks like it actually works, unlike Call of Duty, Advanced Warfare, whatever. I've been playing a lot more Star Wars Squadrons because I've been needing a Star Wars kick. And then I'm just going to try to finish this Squid Game because I'm so close to the end. I'm probably going to finish by tomorrow night. I'm going to probably watch one more episode tonight and then just be chilling and then just, just kind of recuperating, really.
Cool.
About it.
We'll take us out of here.
All right. So, y'all just experienced Black and the Black times Infinity. The dankest podcast on the internet. Check us out anywhere and everywhere with Bees and BTI. We're on probably every major platform. We're on social media as well. BTHAN BTI. You can check us out on Amazon. We have an app that lets you go live, and then you can check out our official website, Ben Had Productions. facebook.com/BThenBTI. And then, like I was saying earlier, you can email us at bthenbti@gmail.com, because we have a Discord. Let us know that you want to join. Be a part of the 30 films or 30 days of Halloween before next week's podcast. Blue's going to update everybody, I guess, somewhere on social media about what's going on. Yeah.
Nope. I'm just going to pop a question in Discord. If you're in there, you get the answer.
There you go.
On my Discord.
There you go.
Yet many questions remain unanswered.